Yeah, hello guys. Mix in it. Oh yeah, Onic there.
Fresh off dropping the world champions, they're back for the ultimate fight to avenge their losses and crown this
Onic को पग गीत
Falcon
बवाल था यार.
flight.
क्या तो है lower bracket top होता है.
Leading the super fam is the pressure himself. Pressure, fighting, never fearing Savero. And it's time for Onic Philippines!
Mix in it guys. Hello, welcome.
To ensure the integrity of the game, welcome our marshals. That's Miko, Chico, Joshua G, and Tujin.
And our head referee, what's up? Set. Our head coaches, our coach Moody for Team Falcons, it's Coach Ace for Onic Philippines. It's Team Falcons at Onic Philippines, San Juan Arena. Make some noise!
Let's go guys. Also Onic versus Falcon छ भने guys game.
This is Team Falcons Philippines debut in the San Juan Arena. Bring it to talk to us about one of the two times in MPLPH.
One of the
यो
two
गेम
times
चाहिँ
in
गाह्रै
the
हुन्छ यार दुईटै
Team
टिममा.
Falcons, it was already really highlighted in our keys to victory. There's so much that has to be done just so Onic coming off from that win yesterday and are not able to complete and fulfill that momentum.
Comment मा अब आए सबजना कोचहरु आए केटा ज्ञान दिइरहेछ यार.
Super Prince and Fusco and how they could go
Comment मा
toe-to-toe
सबै
against their
कोचहरु छ यार
How
मेरो
was the
comment मा.
verdict on Super Fam's performance yesterday?
Yo, you know what? If you're talking momentum, these guys have got it in spades after a victory like that. Sweeping it against the current reigning world champions, they seem to be the favorites in this one.
I don't know if the desk agrees with me. About 90% of that momentum is on Clayton. It's on Savero.
Yeah, it is. It is. I must say that I never expected that it would.
केटा आज
be to the point
Onic
where
र
I would really have
Falcon
to
को मात्रै हेर्नु
consider
भएको
and
छ.
decide myself between these two gold laners as to who I would really consider to be one of the best here in the top 4 teams.
Seems to be
Masarapp
the
हिजो जिम
case, right?
कस्तो
I
भयो
mean, right
हिजो
now, the gold lane is the biggest
हिजो मजा आयो.
contest. Again, it's not just
आज चाहिँ
about
हल्का
wins,
झ्याउ
it's
छ
about
किनकि आज
who
लेग डे
is
हो.
on top, who is ahead,
Leg
on
र
top,
shoulder.
and the goal.
Take a good look at these stats. Again, 11 heroes atop Falcons. Onic is definitely more diverse.
यसै त खुट्टा
Let's look
दुखिरहेछ
at the
मेरो.
smart 5G ping test before the match begins.
Game, kanya-kanya na to.
केटा कसले जित्छ सक्छ तिमीहरूलाई Falcon or Onic?
Janine Verdin, pumunta ka dito, mag-ML lang. Janine
I think
Verdin,
Falcon
Band,
na dito,
S1 Red Band.
Super saya
3-2
kasi
Falcon.
nanalo kami. Tsaka nabigyan namin ng sobrang
3-2 or
ganda
3-1.
laban ng mga fans. Best of five
Falcon
series
strongest
na
है केटा.
nalaro
Onic
namin.
लगाएर चाहिँ
Excited ako sa next season ng Aurora kasi
यो गेम.
sobrang lakas sila kahapon. Iba yung
Aurora
form
भन्दा
nila.
strong छ नि त.
Parang
Falcon
M7
त.
farm sila. Good game sa Aurora.
First day ng playoffs, super saya and nakaka-excite. Sana punong-puno yung crowd para ganahan ako lalo. Yung palagay sa Onic, gagalingan namin, inaral, yun yung advantage namin sa Onic guys. Inaral namin sila kagabi. Umabot kami, hanggang oras yun? Hanggang alas 3 kami nagplano. Ganun kami katindi. Tagal niyan. Pinagplanuhan namin ng matindi. Kaya gagalingan namin mamaya, guys. Let's go. Guys, thank you nga pala sa mga sumama sa Super Fan City Parade namin.
Easy game त हुँदैन. दुईटै साइडले राम्रै दिन्छ अभियसली. MPLPF को गेमहरु त इजी कहाँ हुन्छ? दुईटै टिम प्रिपेयर भएर आउँछ फुल्ली.
They spent up until 3 a.m. studying Onic Philippines' performance last night.
Yeah, and I'm hoping that's not all Onic has to show, because
यो guys सबैलाई वेलकम है केटा. वेलकम आयुष के.
yesterday up against Aurora.
गाली दिँदैछ. गाली दिँदै हो त्यो.
They themselves said
ल्याप त हल्का त्यस्तै छ है. डेन्जर गाली दिन्छ.
That's a lot of pressure on the Onic, right? Like bringing out something that Falcons have not seen yet. Can you take this team by
आज
surprise?
मजा आयो यार हिजो हल्का छिटै सुते म. एक बजीतिर.
And to start it off,
एक बजीतिर छिटो भन्छ यार.
guitarist of Sacred Red sharing a little bit of other thoughts.
When we'll see Masarapp in tournament.
The teams talk
Take
about
it
the
off.
M7 world champions despite them falling. I think it's them doing Falcons a favor. Hear me out. They pushed Onic to the limit. Now all the more Falcons.
तर Horaa ग्लेजरको मोडको
That
हिजो
means all
Horaa
Savera
हारेपछि रिएक्सन
down.
कस्तो थियो
The gold lane,
खै अब उसलाई त थाहा थियो होला नि हार्छ भन्न
any threat of a comeback is done.
Yeah, it might be very glaring, right? Might be very glaring.
बाइ द वे एसियन गेम्सको म्याचेस छिटै हुन्छ केटा अब
They were not
20
invincible.
दिनभित्र
They
हुन्छ
were
होला
very far from
रिजनल
invincible
म्याचेस
in a lot of those games.
नेपालबाट
First
सेप्टेम्बर
off,
9 जान्छ
you could have sworn Aurora were sending them home.
Yeah, and I think this is
So,
something that
त्यो
will
गेम हेर्नु नि
also
मजा आउँछ
mainly apply when it
नेपाल
comes to the
नेपालको
draft
टिम
battle that
भएपछि
we might see later on. Because why you saw a team push to their limits, but you study them up until 3 a.m.
अब तिमी वर्कआउट गरेर राइट ह्यान्ड मात्रै ठुलो हुँदैछ कि
Coach
क्या हो
Moody is planning to
एक
strategize all
के
about
भन्छ यार
Yeah, and strategy can only take so far, but for Falcons, they are gonna bring it with their X factor.
Oh.
Prime Flat. Prime Flat easy right now here for the M2 World Champs and the M5 Finals MVP, by the way, who really tore up the game with phenomenal.
eSewa हाल्नु पर्ने हो केटाहरूले डोनेसन हाल्छ भन्छ
Really
eSewa
high
राखिरहेको
average
छ
kills for an XP laner, to be honest. And of course, the average
wait,
APM. You could really expect him to go crazy with heroes that can go very aggressive.
And in contrast, talking about just Flap, he's no longer TZ, cross that out in 2026. He seems to just be playing a solid state XP laner. If he wants to explode, sure.
Yeah.
Good on the Sora, great on
Wait,
the Arlott and Fold. He's undefeated.
Yeah, it's like a mix of both of his primes.
ला
in
यत्रो
a sense,
eSewa
right?
आइगयो
Especially those explosive
Okay,
XP laners on top of, or either those Uranus type, Thamus type, Khalid type XP laners, which we tend to see. But I think it's really fitting for Flapteezy nonetheless because of the demands of this current matchup. It's him thriving in XP laners that can just really disrupt and help in those really invade type early rotations, which you expect to see going up against a lineup like Onic, who, by the way,
Onic
I'm
time,
wondering if
Onic
they plan
time.
to change things a bit too, because
Hardware चाहिदैन
to be
तिमीले
working
eSewa
yesterday.
डोनेसन गर्ने मान्छेले डिस्टर्ब गर्नु नदियो है
Struggle
तिमीले
with
लुफीले
Baksha in season 17, but if it comes down to it,
आज हामी ड्राफ्ट
on King Kong.
प्रेडिक्ट हान्नुपर्छ है केटा 10 वटा ड्राफ्टमा 3 टा भयो नि मिलाउनु पर्छ है
Rockhart, we're going to broken walls.
Yeah.
Our real cool tactics mentioned XP laners might be coming in late.
Yeah.
Is that the way you see the draft going?
ल ल ल ड्राफ्टिङ पेज लेट्स गो केटा लेट्स गो
Earlier, so I think I would expect XP laners to
थ्याङ्क यू सो मच आइएसकेसी फर 150 एनपीआर केटा डब्लु आइएसकेसी आइएस भएको केटाहरू सबै धनी हुन्छ क्या तर मेरो नाम पनि आइएस म चाहिँ किन गरिब छु क्या
you know, the very reliable Arlott for them, so that's gonna be up for the grabs here. Let's go into the draft phase.
तीनटा मात्र त होइन होला मासारप
Reminds
गरे
me of a certain
एमपीएल फिलिपिन्सको
combo
ड्राफ्ट
they did
रेडी गर्ने गाह्रो हुन्छ
back
क्या
in the
सुरन
regular
सर
season, which took the top seed
त्यो पनि
by
ट्राई
a
गरौँ न त
shot,
ल लेट्स गो
which was the Arlott Kalea
फ्यानी
Guinevere
16 फ्रेया
in
बाक्सिया
their lineup for Falcons.
Interesting for me, the team that would actually like to pick the Baksha bans it out right away.
I think the swing on the Suyo
Baksha ban
has
haneछ
just changed. Plus Leomord. We'll talk more about that later. First bans for Falcons. Fanny, Zushin, and Phobius.
के हिरो भएको छ यार कस्तो दिमागै नचल्यो क्या केटा
And their own undefeated hero.
मार्सेल
There's Onic taking out the Marcel. That's an Ogren special.
फर्स्ट पिक के लिएर
So
तर
many open heroes
ह्यारिट
to start with.
So many open heroes.
Kalia,
and-
the aforementioned Guinevere.
Yeah.
Falcons are a Guinevere 1. Claude
Guinevere.
1, Team 2.
I would like to see that, especially if we go to
के ले ल्यायो केटा
for
थाहा नै भने यार
Guinevere,
ह्यारिट मेबी
Falcons, Kalea, Guinevere
म त
is
ह्यारिट
so
भन्छ
scary.
यार फोबियस ब्यान्ड
Those
छ
heroes can really go crazy, except I don't know if I want to see Kyle on the Guinevere on game 1.
प्लिज ह्यारिटले यार मिलाइदे मेरो मेरो मिलाइदे प्लिज मेरो
मेरो
prediction मिला-
good in the late game.
हार्ली पनि छ है साँच्ची
Really how Onic comes back this game.
Maybe if we were in grass.
म त ह्यारिटै भन्छ यार
Better surprise factor.
Yeah, we're in walls. You can afford to be simple. You can afford to just go Leomord too.
Yeah, I would have been okay with a Claude Prio too, but just knowing how Severo can't even utilize the Moskov, I don't feel like they'd be
कसरी
putting
प्रेडिक्ट
too
गर्नु
much
क्या
value
म
on
केटा
that.
कसरी प्रेडिक्ट गर्नु
Instead,
यार
they go for the Valentina, which in a
ए
way
किङको यताबाट हारिलिन्छ होला
also
ओनीको
even
साइडबाट
you could potentially decide to go for as Onic. You
Harley
wouldn't
र-
consider the likes of
Harley,
the
yeah.
Leomord as much anymore.
भयो केटा म प्रेडिक्ट
It was
गर्दिनँ
the Kalea Claude.
Oh,
म
hey,
प्रेडिक्ट
you know what
गर्दिनँ
this means,
फर्स्ट
right?
पिक भ्याली
You know
लिन्छ
what
यार
this means. I have a very good feeling that King Kong could opt for Gwyn, but again, you already
अब
have
त
Bob
ढुक्क
on
ह्यारी
your
त अब
side.
त
I feel
ढुक्क
like
ह्यारी त
you
फाल्कुनको
are
साइडबाट
going to
ढुक्क
preempt
ह्यारी
picks
त
like the Arlott, although I would
ह्यारी
maybe
तर
prefer the Arlott first compared to the Kalea, as compared to the Guinevere, right? depending on what combo they want to run.
Yeah. I don't. Well, that's the Kirkitech, so there might be a chance, but.
Oh, the
based on
Dukka
hero
है,
that we were
the
picking
Dukka.
yesterday, it's more
Dukka.
of like a stable XP lane rather than one that goes for the big types of setups for Kirk.
Yeah, Terizla for
Yeah.
Kurt, right?
Okay, there goes the Guinevere Arlot. So, they denied it from
केटा कसले मलाई ड्राफ्ट रेडी गर
Despite
भनेको
it not being the map expected, it's just the way
केही छैन अझै कतिवटा छ
plays.
5 वटा
High
पिक छ त
ground
3 टा मिल्ला
control,
त
in your face. Solid start. What does Onic close with?
That is a tough one. Honestly, I would like to see maybe just a solid mid laner just so that you don't run out. I think a lot of
केटा
the
म
mid
पुगे
laners
my
weren't
दिमाग चल्दैन
here
केटा
in the last two picks.
ए लिए
You
यार
don't have
लिली
to ban any big roams against them. You don't have to ban
हार्डली
big
दिदैन यार भाइ
XPs.
प्लिज
in terms of mid lane, it's so tricky to play.
Tricky.
Mid laner relies so much on positioning.
हार्डली है केटा
Is it a combo? Do you want to go something with the Kalea?
They don't pick up the mid lane first.
This is good. This is good for me.
लियो त गड केटा लियो गड
Leo
तिमीहरूको चाहिँ
yesterday, that was
तिमीहरूको नि कहाँ मिल्छ र
But Haji's gonna enjoy this Phantom Steed pickup so much as the
Masarapp
Valentina.
chat हेर न लास्ट टु लास्ट को
Phantom
के
Steeds
भन्छ
off
आइस
and
के
win
चाहिँ
with it.
प्रेडिक्ट फर्स्ट म्याच हु विल विन फर 100 रुपीज मेरो चाहिँ रक ड्राफ्ट सकेपछि प्रेडिक्ट गर्छ म
Against
ड्राफ्ट
Falcons,
सकेपछि
despite this being their first game in the playoffs, is
केटा
showing
कसैको
how
ड्राफ्ट
they
मिलेको छैन है
defend.
तिमीहरूको पनि
They
ड्राफ्ट
don't
मिलेको
care
छैन
how the meta is evolved in the first day. This is how they play. Let's throw it over to Renmar.
चारवटामा चारवटा मिलाइदियो भने केटा हो चारवटा पिकमा
Valentina, knowing that Onic are most likely going to get the Kalea and Claude.
जस्ट चाहिँ फाल्कन अङ रे अगन ड्राफ्ट हेर्दैन सुरुमा
Which is a very interesting combo. I really like it. And yung Onic, imagine, open yung Harley, the Suyo can be picked up, but they chose to go for the Leomord knowing na kailangan nila ng mid-range. Hindi kasi sila pwedeng mag-full assassin or full utility.
ओए तर गुनीबाट आलोड कम्बोले चाहिँ यिनीहरूले फाल्कनले
Pagtatapat nila sa isang Guinevere.
By the way, statistically the best Valentina of this
फोर फर
season, and just
फोबियस ब्यान छ केटा
options for ultimates for Haji to take. Now that is going to be
ह्यारिट ब्यान हाने केटा गड ब्यान नाइस ब्यान गड नि
on any other expectations, maybe Falcons might ban another EXP option.
क्यारी उडाउला कि ओनिकले
Pagtatapat sa Arlet like glue, for example, para mawala ng pang frontline dito ang Onic kasi if you're looking at both Leomord as well as the Kalea, kailangan merong haharap muna so that you can eventually set up on that of the team fights. So, pwede nilang i-eliminate yung Phobius factor here for Falcons.
ऊ एटलास ब्यान रे यार
Ban on the Atlas. It seems like that is going to be the sleeper pick right now for a lot of teams in the roam, considering that the Valentina is on the side of Falcons. Makes sense to take it out. If you're in Falcon shoes, still committing an EXP ban, or are you going to try to target maybe Super Friends?
Tingin ko hindi ka na masyadong problemado dun sa mga super friends because maybe if medyo
कहिले फिलिपिन्स भन्छ कहिले इङ्ग्लिसमा बोल्छ त कास्टिङ
pinipili din ng Onic Philippines, but I think it won't answer, it won't really help your case. Much better if you just ban something like a glue. Or
ओए लुई हो त यार लुई पनि निकाल्न सक्छ यार
Those really strong EXP lane picks.
बट लुई हल्का गाह्रै हुन्छ गुनिभरको अगेन्स्टमा प्युरिफायरमा फोर्स हुन्छ
Ayun na ng Falcons kasi isa din sa mga keys to victory natin yung mga fights ng Onic pagkatapos at bago mag-team fight or objective. So Uranus,
रोको 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 रोको
sa mga pinaka-high impact EXP laners na pwede kunin ng Onic open.
ब्रो एक सेकेन्डमा पिक हान्छ यार कसरी प्रेडिक्ट गर्नु क्या म एक सेकेन्डमा लिन्छ
So
यार
possibly magmamoskov yung Falcons. So baka ibahin na nila. They need a purify hero from the carry role. So baka carry yung kanilang piliin. This is Falcons, and then there's the Kaja as well na pang-counter din
Salit.
yung mga teams against the Kalea.
Or-
It's the Roger! Wow!
That's a comeback pick.
रोजर
Saying earlier that
केटा हो रोजर लियो यार ओए रोजर व्हाट द फक
the glue. Interesting decision. How do you feel
ओए
about this?
रोजर रे
It
यार
might be a little bit too much of a wild card.
For the roam
Bro,
against the Louis,
crazy यार
just
रोजर
siguro mamaisip ka na. Pero
MSC
if
vibes
you
यार
really
मलाई त
give
पहिलाको
the
MSC
Overwatch,
vibes
then it will be a problem for this Leomord. So I do like the idea of the Roger, but on
Roger din sa expect गर्दैन
something gawin dito is to look for another setup dun sa parang
ओए
medyo
मार्को
pwede
का हातमा
sa
रोजर यार केटा हो
baka yung Terizla dito yung obvious pick para sa Onic. It's just so stable and dependable, and Yanis as well.
जेरो ड्राफ्ट
is gonna
प्रेडिक्सन
be
लेट्स
there.
गो
I have mixed feelings
नेक्स्ट
sa
गेम चाहिँ
Roger,
स्योर है केटा
pero
नेक्स्ट गेम चाहिँ
hindi
स्योर
mo kasi pwedeng kontrahin yung
Next game चाहिँ ढुक्क हो क्या ढुक्क हो ढुक्क हो
What if they were cooking something? By the way, super fans, scan the QR code and predict the match winner correctly for a chance to win 1,000 MLBB
Next game चाहिँ ढुक्क मिलाइदिन्छ क्या ढुक्क next game
Maybe the Falcons is just my right amount of crazy. I'm going with what their draft despite that. Yeah.
Chat 1 Masarapp 0 अनि 169 जनाले च्याट गरिरहेछ एक न एक जना त मिलिहाल्छ नि कस्तो कुरा गरे तिमीहरु त्यस्तो नभन न केटा
Kasi ang daming stunts eh. And you are also giving ultimate sa Valentina. So, yeah, I do agree with you.
Rosa Purify ma छ यार
Siguro nandun ako sa
किन
Interesting.
कसलाई ड्राफ्ट फेरि हुन्छ यार लुई ओइ के हो यो त
Let's loop back the casters.
आम अति छ त ओइ लामो रोक्छु यार
Where
के
did
हो
that
यस्तो
come from?
ओइ दोप है एमपीएल
Yeah, we
फिलिपिन्स
literally stood up from our chairs upon seeing the
Crazy
rocker
देख रहा था।
pick come into play, and even our panelists had mixed reactions. I think towards the end, they were trying to be a bit more convinced about it. But the fact that it's just so surprising, you're not so sure what to feel.
Yeah, I completely
So guys,
agree.
let's go,
When
let's
you initially
go.
look at the Rogers,
मेरो
it doesn't
prediction-
feel like the optimal
मेरो यसमा
goal
चाहिँ
lane
कसलाई
pick.
भन्नु यार?
When you look at who's using it, it's Super Marco. You give
कसलाई
him a
vote
hero
गरौँ
that
म?
has so much
कसलाई vote गरौँ?
survivability, you know he's going to carry later on.
Yeah, but and that's
भाइ फाल्कन नै है मेरो
Oh,
प्रेडिक्सन
oh,
फाल्कन नै है यो
okay.
गेम फाल्कन
Super
वान है
Vince
फर्स्ट गेम है
with
फाल्कन
such burst damage early on.
Okay, so it's not like it's just Falcons who's playing.
मार्को
surprises,
मार्कोमा
right?
चाहिँ ट्रस्ट छ क्या मलाई
Super
मार्को र
Vince,
फ्ल्यापमा
Low
चाहिँ
Yi, possibly the second most prolific low Yi user in the league, second to only the chef. That could also open up a lot of crazy things. They did this in their battle for third bout against Onic ID in MSC 2025.
Yeah.
The world's longest tsunami slam. They brought Kyrie back to Manila.
Falcon, let's go.
I think Falcons in their lineup
Super Marco
also
and
have
Flap
enough
TZ.
response to deal with a surprise diversion play if they are indeed ready for it. Like there's a final slash from Flap that can potentially
प्युरिफाई नै
counter
खेल्छ रोजरमा
set, or
किनकि
even just a
कालिया
single
छ नि
spatial
यतापट्टि
migration too.
Yeah, they can actually answer the moment that it lands, but before it happens, they don't have any early warning signs.
Yeah,
solid.
that too. Okay, there
ओए
goes the
ओए
call,
ओनिक
Phantom
ओनिक त
Steed.
तत्तिरहेको छ त यार
Ogun was
नाइस यार
forced to
फ्लिकर बिट
flicker
भयो
out of that.
Okay, little baby Patrick had to get on out of there. Skedaddle. In the first about minute, Savero had to use the
नडु
Purify.
भाइ फाल्कन
What was
मलाई
that?
I mean, that just feels like trying to
तर रोजोले
like,
पेल्दै जस्तो लागिरहेको छ यार
preempt
लेनमा
any- something. Again, you can't be too aggressive, and you can't give out too many early kills. Kind of understand it. And again, it's all the pressure that the Falcons are giving.
And partly
अब
maybe
मैं
it's
कस्तो
been
चाहिँ
so long
रोजर
since
चल्ने
you
भयो त
last
मेटामा
had a
अब
laning face against a Roger
Right.
Whoa.
that you kind of forget how it actually works. That's a clear
Uy,
Kirk, though.
गयो,
Good
गयो.
shot from
Uy,
Flap,
nice
still
यार,
going
Onic.
on Kyle. That's going to be first blood for Onic. Phantom Steed 2 for King Kong as he goes for the chase against Ogwin. But that's Brusco and Kirk providing him help. That's a
First
third right
गर्दै क्या
from
मैले
Angie. Does Ogwin get away? He
An-
actually
an
does,
Angie.
and steals away the Phantom Steed himself. He's going to use it to run away
Banner.
now. Flap
Flap.
will be here to help, but the fight keeps going, and they no longer want to
GG guys,
continue.
They wasted so
Alright,
much
Falcon.
time, but they're only delaying the inevitable. The Super
If
Bowl-
Flap
What? Flap doesn't want to stop another final slash. Ogwin and Kyle too for the re-engage. Kyle is finally here. Has the
Kogले गिट्टी
retribution
हान्दिरहेछ
skill,
यार
but Kirk is zoning him out so well, and Ogwin's too low
Kogले
to
गिट्टी
even fight
हान्दिरहेछ
back.
Now Marco's here. This should trigger the
आम्मा
passive.
मैले
They're low
कस्तो
members of
छिरेको
Onic. They have regened up to more than half health.
Kyle's low.
Yeah, I
Kogलाई
can't
हेर
believe
न।
it's actually reset after that. Another Phantom Steed coming in from King Kong. Duality for
फ्ल्याप
Flap,
किन
and
यत्रो
they secure
एग्रेसिभ
the turtle with
भएन
a
अरे
kill.
भएन
I don't know
भएन
what was going on there, but Falcons really did not want to let go of that turtle. Want to keep fighting as
फेरि
well.
And they keep fighting. There goes a setup from Kyle, but he immediately gets away. Owen finds a target, but I don't think they have enough to finish this off. That's just Onic constantly
Kogले
evading
अति
Falcons
खेल्यो
after
है
that objective.
Only in MLBB do you see Patrick mounting Sakura, but regardless, Falcons have
The gold card.
overextended. For more than a minute, they were forcing what clearly was not theirs.
That's exactly what I mean.
Yeah.
It is so weird that Falcons are doing this. You see that goal lead? That's just from missing out on minion waves.
Uh-huh.
That was a huge lead built up because you overstayed. You went in one by
The
one.
biggest
by one.
Falcon
What
player
happened to
यार
that?
फेरि
It is
कमेन्ट
something
सेक्सनमा
already explicitly
Yo,
mentioned
yeah,
in the
it's
keys
the-
to victory. Watch out for Onyx 5-man post objective. And that's exactly what they did. I can't believe they
First
actually
game
kept that
warm-up
going,
did
even
this,
though there were multiple soft resets
You
on
were
that objective. But here comes a diversion play. Kyle seems to have sensed it. Ogwen now all alone up against 3 members of Onyx.
Uh-oh.
He will be tanky enough to withstand the damage
Wait,
though.
flicker
But
out,
he
Daniel.
brought back in multiple
Nice
times,
pick up
even
there.
with the Phantom Steed.
Yeah, there's just not much
Late
you
game
can do
पनि
here at this
Only
point.
के
You
राम्रो छ
are
केटा हो
completely at
अरूले पनि
disadvantage.
जितिरहेछ हजुर
Falcons really have to recalibrate. They have to reset their minds here. Because they feel like maybe they're on top. They're absolutely not. Almost 2,000 for Onic. And it's only going to grow.
I was about to say the only real silver lining for Falcons was the gold lane, but even Marco's gapped. Marco's down by more than half an XP bar. And I don't even know where the gold is right now.
One game donation to
2,000
Onic.
just off of a few kills and
Please
one
यार के यार यस्तो
Yeah,
comment
I completely understand because
Live भन्दा धेरै add
actually
हेर्नुपर्छ
tried to help out on the
Add
bottom side of the map. He tried to
धेरै त
assist
नआउनु
on
पनि
that
केटा हो
first
ठिक्कको
burst.
एड आउनु
And
पनि
I think the damage it did to their economy is
हो
just
कतिले एड
compounding.
हैन भन्छ नि ब्रेभबाट हेर्दा हुन्छ केटा
is
हो
down 300.
Yeah.
ब्रेभ
Not
भन्ने
bad,
गर न
but that doesn't change the fact that Falcons as a
सफारीमा
whole is
किक
bleeding.
Yeah, and more so, I think it's more on the jungle.
Oh, nice!
Behind by 1,000
For
almost.
more than
Savannah
that,
using the blazing
Slap
sword to
ulti more.
get away. Still has
Slap more.
purified, but the counter set from Kirk. Flap gets punished right here. King Kong trying to fight back too, but Falcons have already lost one, and that's their
Louis
EXP
Gold का हाने Louis
laner.
Gold
It's just
Mid
optimal
man, this is-
usage of the Tsunami Slam. Use it whenever you can. Put pressure.
Forklift
and
जिकर
then
हान्नु
give it.
पर्दैन थियो यार
Was that a
त्यहाँ
flicker from Kirk as Falcons still try to fight this? Haji nearby.
Nice.
King Kong still wins
Brusco
out
मऱ्यो
the retry battle, but then they find a kill on Brusco.
त्यहाँ
Kirk
चलो
now
Falcon
must
लगे
run away. Doesn't have the
Falcon
flicker
flicker छैन,
anymore
flicker छैन.
as he gets caught
Nice
in
pick
the
off.
spatial migration,
मिठो मिठो
in the grab, and that's the trade for Team Falcons.
That's exactly what they wanted to do. Have Haji as Tsunami Slam.
ओए
and
किङ कङ
look
नि
at
मर्यो
that,
होला
just
मर्यो
don't
कि
wanna
ओए
stop.
नाइस
They find
कम्बो
one
यार
more. This isn't a shutdown just
बाँच्यो
yet,
किङ कङ
but King Kong gets back
Fluffy
to
Zen
safety.
tipped
Flap
50
definitely been doing arm
rupees.
day. With a single final
2-3
slam, he was
Din
able to pull the weight of an
AGITW
undead
Falcon
knight
Glazer
and his horse.
and Kirk
But
Glazer
again,
Mama
this
Try
does not
They
change the fact that Falcons are
YRR
down so much
ALA
gold. This is about
Pedexen
1,000 spread
El
across the board. Look at
Masarapp.
the items.
के
Yeah,
भन्छ
they're getting started on
दुई
their
तिनजना अगाडि
combos,
फाल्कन
but
ब्लेजर
again,
एन्ड
the
फक
items will
ब्लेजर
have
म
a
थिएँ यार
lot of
अहिले
catching
बढेछन्
up to
एल
do,
मसरा
especially with Radiant Armor already
Oh,
active on
तिमी नै
Kirk.
हो
That
फक
shuts down
ब्लेजर
pretty
त
much a
म
lot of
डिनाइ
damage,
गर्दिनँ
especially from Haji, especially from Kyle and Oakwood.
Yeah, I guess at this point Falcons just really have to find that combo because Super Marco has his Sky Piercer already.
सुसाइड नो रिजन टु मच
So
एड
it's
अन मसरा ओ
probably
यस्तो
them
नभने
also
सुसाइडको
looking at
बारेमा केही
Super
कुरा
Marco
नगर
to
है
just
मेरो
be that
स्ट्रिममा
guy to, even though we're kind of late into the game, just snowball out of his mind and be the
अब
real
फाल्कनले
carry.
सेक्छ
Which
कि
ain't
केटा हो
possible just yet. Their damage profile is there. If anything, the real challenge is going to be taking down Kirk.
Yeah.
Kirk,
Friends
with
लाई
the
पकाउनु पर्दैन
skill
हाल्यो
of being
फाल्कनले
an unstoppable
सुपर फिनलाई
juggernaut,
पकाड्यो भने चाहिँ के
will
हुन्छ
be
होला
the one to stop those Sky Piercer stacks. But now, there was some sign of hope for all the Falcons. Half of the arena comes alive. Top lane, they tried to force Savero out. Maybe they should keep doing that.
Yeah.
Keep doing it and just make sure that Savero can't pull
फाल्कन
off anything
ग्लेजर आएको
crazy.
आइछ त केटा हो
Force
स्ट्रिममा
him maybe
तर
into a
ओनीको
winter
फ्यानहरू कहाँ
drought,
गयो
maybe
केटा हो
just give him so much pressure that he bounces
ओनीको
to it
फ्यानहरू छैन
instead
क्या
of being
स्ट्रिममा
Okay. Turtle spawns in 15 seconds, but as of the moment, it's still Onic completely in control, especially of the riverside. Look at the damage they've already dealt towards Haji.
That's a yellow ube.
It's a yellow ube. I love that.
They're just sticking together. What's worse than micro? Just micro en masse.
Yeah, and it's so easy to do, especially have a Lu Yi on your lineup, right? It's so easy to reposition whenever you want. Ogun, though, the glue advantage is very clear here. You can just go in. Can't really do
मर्यो
anything
होला
else.
And they were able to land that tsunami.
फ्रिजलाई
battle.
पकड्यो तर
Kyle,
मर्यो
he gets first
जिटी
pick
आएर
down
हुने
too, as he's brought close to Onic. There's the final slap from Flap, but can he withstand the damage of 4 members?
कर्गले मिठो पकड्दियो यार
Super
बब्बाले
Prince finishes him off, and as you said, Kirk is unstoppable.
Yeah, that's
Onic
the
त
juggernaut
कुक हान्दैछ
effect
त
getting
केटा हो
activated
कुक
on
हान्दैछ
the
ओनिक
Alice. We were all calling for the Charizla earlier. He says, you know what, I can do you one better.
Look at this once again, an instant replay.
मात्र कोच चाहिन्छ नि
It
मलाई
really went
कन्ट्याक्ट गरेर
sideways as soon as
भइहाल्छ
Onic was the one to pull the trigger
एक
first.
लाइक
Sure, Kyle got into a
फाल्कनले
good
किन
position to
जबरजस्ती
hit him
ग्याङ
all with
गर्न
the red
खोजिरहेको
flame,
लाग्छ
and then there was a good reactive final slash, but that's the keyword, reactive. This lineup from Falcons would
मिठो है
be just so
ओनिकबाट
much
मिठो
better
टिम फाइट है
if they were the ones teeing up Marco to start cleaning up.
And I want to give them the benefit of the doubt that, you know what, they're just ramping up, they're warming up in the air. I can see Super Marco Horaa has pretty good itemization, so I don't
मार्कोले स्काई बनाछ ओगिन मर्यो
They're actually going for him first. Spatial migration lands on one, but
Damage.
two
ओ एकछिन
Blazing do it too as a response.
मार्कोलाई
but
पुरै
it's
दोन
not gonna be
हान्दिरहेछ
enough. Oakland gets taken down, and Kyle barely escapes
बाँच्यो यार
that too.
फर्क नि
Now
मार्को
they're
बाँच्यो
on to Flap.
फ्ल्याप
Will be able to somehow
Flap
sustain
चाहिँ मर्छ
this. There's
मर्यो
gonna be
फ्ल्याप
Kirk, but
भन्न
they
बचाइदियो यार
won't
आजले
go for the kill anymore.
Onic are just happy to take over
ओनिकले
the map.
जिताएर केटा हो गेम
There's just
किनकि लेट गेम कम राम्रो छ ओनिकको लुई र
two
क्लड छ
turrets left, and they're gonna pressure them even more.
Marco को
Oh
purify
my
गयो
goodness, that's a purify used for Super
और
Marco. Facial migration lands.
जी केटा हो किङ कङ के हो बौलायो किङ कङ त
Falcons to go for whatever set they want.
Yeah, Falcon says, I want to make a play. Onic says, you know what? Try your worst. And they really punish with a triple.
If you're down 5K,
लोअर ब्र्याकेट छ है केटा हार्ने
surprise
टिमलाई लोअर ब्र्याकेट छ
setup would be a little too much to ask. Super Marco, yes, does have items.
तर कुनै टिमलाई लोअर ब्र्याकेट जान त मन छैन फ्ल्याप फेरि मर्यो
Literally zero stats.
0-4-0 flap.
Underneath tier 3.
फ्ल्यापले डुबायो यार केटा हो
Unbelievable. A 7k gold lead and them taking down a base turret before their first lord.
That is just so good. Again, Brusco, excellent targeting
Slap
on that
ले डुबायो केटा
Galena. Really
मलाई
stops players like Kyle would go crazy.
Slap
Even
को
the
चाकमा
Super
रोड
Marco
हाल्नु
has to
पर्छ
just
रे
keep his distance. It's just good. Like crowd control here is layered so well. King Kong going in at the right times. And look at this.
It's a
Concept
conceal.
play.
They're
They
going
find
for
it.
Kyle. Facial migration already used. The
More
duality
Kyle.
does not land, but they're going for the dive. Winter Crown.
Ogly मिठो तो ना that backline मा ले
Just beat the trade.
भनेको
I mean,
मात्र
that was 4
मर्दिरहेको
members of the Falcons plus a turret. That basically is just math going against Kirk, but I don't think that's even a sigh of relief. That's barely a second of oxygen underwater. Onic are literally waterboarding Falcons.
It doesn't even feel like a consolation prize. It feels like they're drowning and they're trying to just stay alive, keeping that air in
Zone
their
हान्ला
lungs
यार
for as
मिठो
long as possible.
I guess this is where we start to look for the reason as to why they decided to go for the Roger pick. What was the idea behind it? Because we already had somewhat of a theory earlier on, but I think it's just Onic 2 having so many answers to what Falcons were planning to do
ले
all
कम
this
ब्याक हान्यो त
time.
मान्नै
The
पर्छ यार
crowd control, the disrupt from the Lu Yi, who by the way just used the
अब यहाँ फ्लिन्छ
diversion.
यता पनि उता पनि
The
जता पनि
Falcons
पुगिरहेछ यार
somehow sensed that.
It's
Mid
gonna be a
to
pretty
protocol के
prolonged
डाउ
siege here. I don't think there's going to be any immediate
Cork?
danger to Falcons as of yet,
Okay.
unless Kirk does something like this.
That's the immediate danger, but they're
Boy,
not
mid
really
road.
going to fight
Pull
it
up
just
order.
yet. But Bruce
Flap in more.
still fights one. It's gonna be Flap. Has
More
the
Flap.
flicker, will survive, but not until Kirk
Let's
and
see this
King
okay,
Kong
get
go for the chase. Down one member for Falcons.
Oh, they're hoping that Super Marco just sees all of the low members of Onic, but none of them are having it.
Oh.
They've already lifestealed and spellbound their way to full health.
Severo's just locking on the turret, still has the Blazing Duet and the Winter Crown.
Wait.
As Onic are
तर
forcing
damage
the
पुग्दैन
The Blazing Duet
Marco?
coming in just the right time.
Marco
They
मर्यो
find Ogwin and Kyle.
GG के रास
And
सक्यो
there's a legendary kill for King Kong as Onic put an end to
One
game
side
number
हान्दियो यार ओनिकले
That was an absolute time trial game here for Onic. Wants to finish it quick, did not give
GG हान्दियो यार केटा
any
ओनिकले
space
one
to
side नै
play.
हान्दियो यार
That's what they call in the business a lightning round. The Super Fam draw first blood in this best of 5.
GG यार ओनिक नाइस यो मेरो अति मिठो खेल्यो ओनिकले
Falcons were just asking for too much.
ओनिकको जान्छ क्या हो केटा एमएससी यस्तो खेल्यो भने त एमएससी जान्छ होला यार यस्तै हान्दियो नि
Plus, you know, the full
Second year missed the second year.
blasts of the Valentina. And then
मैले फाल्कनलाई हल्का कर्स लगाइदिएँ क्या हो फाल्कनलाई सपोर्ट
not
गर्छु
against Onic, not like this.
Yeah, you know what? The Guinevere and the Arlot answer feels so good on paper, but I think they kind of overloaded on that one.
ओनिकले यो
It's
गेम
not
पनि जित्यो
having
भने
the
ओनिक
answers
अपर ब्र्याकेट
immediately,
फाइनलमा पुग्छ है
especially
गाइस
around the early mid-trio fights.
मेबी
Yeah,
अनि
it's,
टिएलपीएललाई फेस गर्छ होला त्यसपछि
It felt like it relied too much on that one coordinated play, because unlike when they also had the Kalea in their lineup, there were just much more ways
Keep
to play
supporting Falcon
around
till
their
last game,
potential
Masarapp.
setups, but now it was just mainly on
र होइन होला अब ओनिकलाई सपोर्ट गरौँ न केटा पालेपिले सबैलाई सपोर्ट गर्नुपर्छ के
blue, so he was only going to be there and stand as the annoying guy in the lineup.
ऊ
So who
सुपर
was the
फ्रिज
guy who
यसको
actually
यसलाई लुइ नदियो यार
decided
केटा हो
all that? It's gotta be Super Prince as our MVP.
Yeah, Super Prince
Louis
is
not
the
there,
here
Super
is
Prince
so
Louis
key.
त
He just basically
यसको
is
लुइ कस्तो
provided
खेलिन्छ
so
यार
many,
यसले लुइ
you know, transport services.
ड्यामेज कसरी हान्दा छ
Transport service
ग्लोइङ वान
actually paid off here.
ब्लड
Making
विन्स
sure
अनि
that
विन्टर
Super
काउन्ट
Marco
यार
can't actually walk
कसरी
out
ड्यामेज
too
छ
much
केटा
without
त्यो 10
fear
एसिडी
of
छ त्यसको
someone
इम्लेममा
being in the bush somewhere.
Yeah.
That's already like a big mental
Crazy
tax
खेल्छ यार लुइ यसले
onto our goal laners for Falcons.
Super Prince basically made the bad worse the second he got diversion.
लुइ
I saw
किन ब्यान नहानेको यार
as early as the
सेकेन्ड
second
फेजमा पनि
turtle,
यसको
within inches of diversion just so that they can pressure the back line and deny any comebacks from Falcons. We'll see in the highlights once more how well
Super Prince
played. I have a question to post. I'm curious.
Get
Without
together,
the sequence
Louis.
right here, without the forced, prolonged early game delay of that first turtle, would this have gone a little different for Falcons?
लुफी जेनको हेर न यार
I'm
के भयो
thinking
कुरा चाहिँ ठिक गरे
there
लुफी
might have been a
जेनले
chance because you don't immediately get to see
Luffy
Kyle
Zen
and Flap
tipped
shut
20
down for the two
rupees.
main key
First
players, at
game
least
to
for
Terra.
Turtle One.
They're the starters.
They're the
EWC
starters, but at the same
Jane.
time, you just see it in
Valle
terms of the mid
TW
control,
Pila,
even before
Rora
that
Hijai,
skirmish happened.
Puglio
Super Prince
Hola.
was just having the
Everything
upper hand
under
against
control.
Haji.
3 to
Haji
1
could barely really
Falcons.
close in against the members of Onic, and I think that's
फर्स्ट
another
गेम
layer to
जितेर
the problem.
इडब्ल्युसी जाने भए त
Super
पहिले
Prince was never a
अरोरा
target
हिजै
for
पुग्थ्यो होला
Falcons.
एभ्रिथिङ
They
अन्डर
never had
कन्ट्रोल
the
3-1
means to really
फाल्कन
get past
ल हेरौँ
the
म्याच
front
3-1
line
हान्छ कि
on
हान्दैन
Philippines.
फाल्कनले
So Prince was just too free
Let's
to
see.
either use the duality to stop their
फर्स्ट गेम
crowd
जितेको भने
control
धेरै
setups,
बुस्ट हो केटा हो
or
बेस्ट
just
अफ
deal
5 मा
the
फर्स्ट गेम
damage
जित्नु
you
भनेको
never
अलिक ठुलो
expected
होइन
to
त
come from him as the lead.
Yeah, no,
और
I
दुईटा
don't know
गेम
if
त चाहियो
that's an
ओनिकलाई
active decision by Falcons to not target Super Prince, or is it just Super Prince's positioning? Right? Those are two things that can kind of just go hand in hand.
You know what? Putting myself
अरोरा
in
फ्यान
Falcons'
बी
place,
लाइक मेरेको
I
क्यों
think it's
तोडा
fair
खै
to say
कहाँ गयो
yes,
अरोरा
because
ग्लेजर
it was clear, even after that failed attempt
बिचारा
at
यार
the bottom
6th
half of the
भयो
map, they started
अरोरा
playing
त
Severo. Remember that?
5th
Yeah,
6th
yeah.
भयो
Again, came up short. But what if that worked? What if
अरोरा
they were
हारेर
able
म
to give
खुसी
Super
भएको छु
Farms a
दसैँ
little bit
जित्ने
of
बाल
advantage,
छैन अब
farm
त
him out until he's ready to again get stacks on that Sky Piercer?
कमेडी
I think it was very
कमेडीहरू
clear
यार
that even with that failed engagement down bottom, they said,
काइरीको
no,
गेम कहिले काइरीको गेम एमपिएल कहिले हो र कति माना
the only way.
तिमीहरू म
Yeah, they got
शेड्युल
their-
देखाउँछु
they
नि त
picked their pose
शेड्युल
and
वेट यो एमपिएल फिलिपिन्स भयो यो चाहिँ होइन यो अहिलेको म्याच यो चाहिँ फिलिपिन्सको भयो अहिले फाल्कन र ओनिक पिएच भइरहेको छ ओनिकले 1 हान्छ कि त्यसपछि टिएलपिएच र ओमेगाको छ अनि भोलि चाहिँ अप्पर ब्र्याकेट फाइनल हुन्छ होइन गाइस अनि पर्सि चाहिँ फाइनल हुन्छ है पर्सि होइन फाइनल पर्सि होला मेबी फाइनल त अनि फर्स्ट र सेकेन्ड चाहिँ एमएससी जान्छ प्राइस कति रहेछ यिनीहरूको फर्स्टलाई $35,000 $35,000 $35,000 MPR. Once tens, 100,000, 10,000 lakh, 10 lakh. 53 lakh पाउने रहेछ फर्स्टले 53 लाख जहिले चाहिँ त्यसले 53 लाख एनपिआर पाउँछ अब एमपिएल आइडीको सेल्युट हो अब 2 हप्तापछि रहेछ एमपिएलको त प्लेअफ गाइस 2 हप्तापछि सुरुमा डेवा र गिक बिटिआर र इभोस अनि टिएलआइडी अपर ब्र्याकेटमा रहेछ डेवा र गिकमा जहिले चाहिँ टिएलआइडी र यो आउँछ डेवा थियो होइन सेकेन्डमा टिएलआइडीले ओभरटेक गरेछ नि अनि ओनिक बिटिआर र इभोस जहिले जित्छ ओनिकसँग पर्छ यिनीहरूको प्राइस चाहिँ कति रहेछ हेरौँ त कति
Masarapp Ki Lily tipped 20 rupees. Sob Jana Malera donation Garam, this much amount to ban Rora Glazer. From channel Bros Unbearable.
Horaa ग्लेजरले के गरे फेरि केटा प्लिज प्लिज अगर म यो गर्छु पहिले सुरु 1 10 100,000 2,000 होइन कति थियो 53,000 गर्नु कति रहेछ एमपिएल को आइडी को फर्स्टलाई 53 81 लाख फर्स्टले 81 लाख पाउँछ भनेपछि ओनिकले 81 लाख पाउने भयो गाइस 81 लाख छ एमपिएल आइडी को फर्स्टलाई प्राइस पुल ए केटा शेड्युल चाहिँ ए फाइनल्स एमपिपीले जाओ 1500 1500 भने कति 3.5 लाख त होला त्यही केटा शेड्युल
Pure speed every game.
And as a gift for our MPL super fans, Infinix is launching an exclusive payday sale. So from May 27 to
Action
31,
mute
that's
ano mo? 500 भन्दा बढी दिन अरे 500 दिनु भए पनि देऊ न लिइहाल्छु नि केटा पैसा दिनु भए त लिइहाल्छु नि साइरन हो कि क्या मसरापको लुली भने होइन होला केटा सबैजना लाइक हान्नु न के हो 100 लाइक पनि छैन त भोलि त बजेट आउने दिन होइन भोलि कसरी बजेर आउने दिन भयो? भोलि के हो र? बिगिडा भन्छ एउटा। 500 मा बेच्नेहरूलाई ल त्यस्तो बेच्ने कुरा होइन नि त। के बेच्ने भन्छ? Am I gay? Not find brigade attractive. त्यस्तो गे भन्नै मिल्दैन नि। सबैको आफ्नो चोइस हुन्छ होइन? कसैलाई मनपर्छ, कसैलाई मन पर्दैन। गनको स्ट्रिम अर्कै मान्छेले गर्छ भाइ। गनको स्ट्रिममा चाहिँ साथीले गर्छ स्पाइसी चिकन। इन्टरभ्यू सुनिदिउँ न त कसको इन्टरभ्यू हो? यो त नाभी छ त। नाभी पनि छ एम्पियर फिलिपिन्समा। केटी केटीको लाइन भयो इडब्ल्युसी च्याम्पियन। आमामा
Hello everyone, I'm Arai. I'm the roamer of the team. Hi, I'm Rain, the mid laner.
या एमएससी च्याम्पियन है गाइस। एमएससी भन्दा नि केटीहरूको च्याम्पियन थियो पहिलाको।
Hi, I'm not Ayanami, the expert.
केटीहरूको वर्ल्ड च्याम्पियन फर्स्ट भएको।
King Salman, head coach.
धन्न कोच म त यो कहाँबाट आयो भने त
Kasama namin kayo dito in the Champions Arena. Ako na starstruck pa din ako na nakikita kayo live. Kasama namin dito. At speaking of being here in the Champions Arena, kumusta ba yung vibe na nandito kayo ngayon?
Sobrang saya po ngayon dito sa MPL Arena and sobrang grabe po yung cheer and energy ng mga fans po ng kanya-kanyang team.
And guys, fresh from winning, kamusta ang feeling ng pagiging champion?
Syempre po sobrang fulfilling kasi worth it yung pagod at sacrifices namin as a team. And syempre hindi pa po natatapos dito and dapat mag-double effort pa po kami para sa MWI.
I love that. I love that. Alam mo, bago lang din kasi yung team nyo. Gaano na ba katagal kayong magkakasama since merong dalawang bagong addition to the roster?
Mga 5
Tigil natin po, coach kaya coach.
Magsi 6 months pa lang at nag-champion kayo agad and road to Paris na kayo in a few months. No, nakakatuwa lang din na talagang
Yung PS ko ali oh my minutes
gaano kayo kalakas, dominating yung run nyo from the regular season to the grand finals. Bakit sa tingin nyo ganito yung synergy nyo?
Masarapp thought Portugal in Google. Sorry bro, यस्तो चाहिँ मलाई थाहा छ, यस्तो चाहिँ थाहा छैन मलाई। म अलरेडी प्रिपेयर छु यसको लागि।
Maganda po yung chemistry namin nasa team and maganda po yung bonding namin outside game.
Paano ba yung mga bonding mo?
Broले त मलाई थाहा छैन जस्तो सोचेको होला हैन।
Aside po
I don't want to catch red-handed.
Ano po siguro, pickle
So त्यस्तो केही छैन मेरो।
Tapos sabay-sabay po kaming nag-movie Mara. Tapos yun lang po.
So pare-pareho yung trip nila.
And you know, after winning the championship, girls, ano yung sunod? What's next for Navi PH?
Before po mag-EWC, siguro ano po, magsi-Singapore po kami to fight po, to compete for the cyber athlete po na mangyayari sa Singapore this coming 30.
छैन भने गर न त। म किन गर्नु क्या? छैन भने म किन गर्नु? किन गर्नु हो?
Speaking of that, alam nyo, matagal na rin naman namin nasubaybayan, especially yung tatlo kayo, Mirai, Not Ayanami, and Keishi. At hindi na bago sa inyo itong competition na to since you were also champions back in 2024. Gaano ba kayo kagigil? Keishi, gusto ko ikaw naman ang marinig.
हाम्रो केही बुझ्दैन नि हाले के भन्छ म्याप पिनोमा।
Ano po, ngayon, sobrang gigil namin kasi naranasan na namin yung both extremes. Tapos, naranasan namin mag-champion, naranasan namin matalo. Kaya, sobrang gigil kami ngayon i-reclaim yung crown.
Alam mo, ngayon pa lang sobrang proud na kami sa inyo.
And speaking of
हामी पहिला 2 वर्ष अगाडि एमएससी मा जाने बेला हामीले त्यति बेला एकछिन बिटाउनु। त्यति बेला केटीको टिमसँग स्क्रिम गरेको थियो त्यति बेला भाइटालिटीसँग तिनीहरू चाहिँ केटीको नम्बर 1 टिम थियो तिनीहरू पनि स्ट्रङ नै खेल्छ हो केटा त्यो रिजल्ट 3-1 भएको थियो हाम्रो 3 उताको 1 भएको थियो राम्रै खेल्छ त केटीहरूको टिम सम्झाए बुझाए राम्रो तिमीहरूको टिमले टिमलाई कुट्छ केटा कस्तो नभता केटीहरूको यतिको वर्ल्ड च्याम्पियन हुन्छ सक्छ यहीको छैन है डिसीमा यहीको छैन है गाइजहरूले हेलो Masarapp हेलो वेलकम टु स्ट्रिम है कलप पाना तामा वेलकम किन 3 मिनटमा स्टार्ट हुन्छ है गाइज अब गेम नाभीलाई गुड लक है हामी सिक्को लागि स्टार्ट हानौँ केटा हो स्टार्ट हानौँ
Of Navi PH. Kind of awkward that right after that beautiful segment, it goes to two dudes standing in front of the crowd. Hello and welcome back. I think we have to discuss the previous game. Roger Tol!
Alam mo na, kaso kaya siguro hindi
Kaya sabi na make sure to like the stream, like hanom, subscribe hanom, share hanom kedo.
Let's know that ang alam natin dito sa game na to ay parang medyo iffy talaga yung naging decision to go for that, Roger. Remember when we talked about that, Redmar, I told you na parang mas gusto ko yung Loyi.
अबदेखि बेलुका stream गर्न भ्याउ दिन यार गाइज मैले
This Roger might have a little bit of a hard time.
हल्का प्र्याक्टिसहरु गर्नुपर्छ अब लङ टाइम नो सी हेलो Masarapp हेलो गाइ हेलो सर्जो वेलकम टु फेस रिभिल गर्नु न रे फेस रिभिल
You look at it more from a macro perspective. For me, just looking at the pieces that Onic
भइहाल्छ
had,
नि
the Roger could have worked if Onic didn't have that early game they had through that aggression. Of course, you talked about Loyi with the map movements, but you said something and we agreed on it. Kirk was online. That Alice was a menace for Falcons to deal with.
For sure. All right, so itong heat map na makikita ninyo is the first 8-minute movements coming out from Super Prince. Just to be clear lang din, yung mapulang part is kung saan siya nagsistay pala. Pero kailangan nyo sundan is yung galaw niya mismo. Look at how blue the map looks like yung sa river side. Kasi alam nila na nakokontrol nila yung river. This is, para alam mo yung
345 wala, kit 345.
mid laner. Kung paano ka
Eid Mubarak Masarapp ato Eid ho.
Talagang pininturahan niya ng kulay.
Timarko off na to ni.
If dilaw man yung sa kulay ng Onic, yung mismong river dito sa ating game. Which meant na hindi nakaikot itong si Roger. And even si Flap actually had a little bit of...
आज रविन्द्र ढाडको म्याच छ नि केटा हो आज सपोर्ट हान्नुपर्छ नेपाल भर्सेस फिलिपिन्स UFC फाइट लेट्स गो रविन्द्र ढाड ढाड वाच नि मारेर
pero walang follow-up. That's why nasira yung tempo ng Falcons because of what Prince was able to achieve.
Yeah, and that's the painful thing to watch with the last one, wherein you could see the creative
Ido.
angles, but just looking at how we understand the top meta picks of the game, the strategies that you want to pull off in team fights, Onic just built such a disgusting box around themselves and around the map that the condition for Falcons was very step-by-step conditional. How are they going to get to step B if they can barely get to step A? How do they get to position if man marking on Falcons as well? So are there any other things that you want to point out from the previous game?
I think yung position kami ng King Kong, I think madaming beses na kinikriticize din sa King Kong, si King Kong sa kanyang pag-control ng mga neutral objectives. But in this particular game, except that one turtle
तिमीहरुलाई चाहिँ म सबै वाच पार्टी गर्न मिल्छ जस्तो लाग्छ होला हैन केटा
coming out from the jungler of Onic Philippines is actually commendable. So kailangan din natin siya commend, and of course Savero parang ano nga ramdam natin yung pagiging
रविन्द्र ढाडले इजी हान्छ कि हान्दैन केटा हो
si Savero ngayon.
फिलिपिनोकोलाई
Do you
कि
think
फिलिपिनो
that
पनि राम्रो हो कि
maybe
के हो मलाई थाहा नै
they
छैन हौ
locked in
UFC
too
को बारेमा
much with getting their combo, because that's an awkward thing that we saw in yesterday's draft, wherein a team that wants to rush
अतरको
a
बिल्ड
very
हेरेर UFC
specific
जानु
idea
छैन
gets punished just by some of the best meta picks. Falcons look like they just saw
Very-
one thing. We saw the Arnold, we saw the Gwyn, and then
देखाउनु
hey, I
पर्ला
think
नि
we can
बडी
use the
लुगा
Roger we've
खोलेर
been preparing.
टर्चेला
Alam mo,
बडी
River,
देखि
sobrang nasama ko yung statement ko, which is
डेन्जर हो फिलिपिनो
masyado nga sila nag-rely doon.
Pare,
I think
yaar.
napansin natin dito with
Top
Falcons, they want to go for
गाह्रो ओपनिङसँग पनि मजा आउँथ्यो हेर्न होइन केटा वान साइड त कसले हेर्छ त
Napull up naman yun nila yung before.
मजा आउने भयो त्यो
But yeah,
म त
eventually,
हेर्छ यार
parang
त्यसो भए
sobrang reliant nila na 1+1 yung kasama
गाह्रै
nila.
ओपनिङलाई हान्यो भने
Every
पो
time
होइन
na magkakaroon sila ng team fight. Whereas itong Onic Philippines, they can start with just the Kalea plus the Leomord. Eventually, dadating si Kirk. Minsan, nauna si Kirk. Tapos, mag-follow up dito si Leomord. So yes, itong
Full support, full
Falcons,
support.
yung game
RNG
1 nila
चाहिँ
was so
नेपाललाई
combo
represent
dependent
गर्नु नै
na
ठुलो
yung
कुरा
Team
हो।
Onic Philippines, all they had to do
UFC
is to
को
wait
स्टेजमा
for
त अनि
someone na
UFC
malapit
मा
and then they can take
कति
on
यार
anyone.
Again, revisiting the draft, Falcons rushed the Valentina, gave the Claude and Kalea. I'm all right with it, but then in comes the Guinevere and Arlott, and as we have been discussing, the problems
Masarapp
with
त्यसपछि
going
मा
for
चाहिँ लुगा नखाऊ
combos right away. Do you think Falcons
सिक्स प्याक
should
हेर्न मन छ
try
नि भाइलाई
to show up with another unique
केटा
idea that they
draft
prepared
ready
for
गरौँ
this, or do they have to rush and
फाइटको
get
स्ट्रिम
back to
कहाँ
the
हुन्छ
basics?
फाइटको स्ट्रिम खै
Because
कहाँ
you
हुन्छ
don't
मलाई
want
थाहा
to
छैन
match point against
टिभीमा
Onic.
हुन्छ होला
Siguro
टिभीमा
mas
हुन्छ होला
leaning ako dun sa pangalawa, which is
YouTube-ma to
kukunin mo
हुन्छ
na
र
yung mga
YouTube-ma
nag-work
हुँदैन
yung
होला यार
Beta
YouTube-ma
Heroes. Mainly because gusto mo makascore muna dito at mahanap yung momentum mo because you're not as
YouTube-ma त आउँदैन
hot,
होला
I guess, as
लाइक
Onic.
टिभीमै आउँछ होला
Remember, Onic
UFC को
just
च्यानल हो कि गेम
have played 5 games already.
जसले केटा
Yesterday,
ड्राफ्ट अब
ito
चाहिँ म
yung
मिलाउँछ
first time
तिनवटा भयो
nakikita
नि
natin ang Falcons.
धेरै भयो
So,
तिमीमा
it would be better to parang ano mo na,
तिनवटा
parang,
मिलाउँछ लकड इन Masarapp
pinapainit mo
locked
lang
in
yung diesel engine mo if you are Falcons.
Okay, so Onyx on the blue side, they get the Baksha, Valentina, and the Phobius out.
Paxia,
Freya
Valentina,
and
Phobius,
Fanny
Etardal,
are
Fanny,
the
Freya.
priorities here for Falcons. Do you think Falcons would be... You're not going to first pick Claude if you're Onic. So, you think Super Marco and Falcons are just going to rush it?
First pick para kay Super Marco, I can like it. Especially kung open yung Harley tsaka yung Leomord na together. And the Guinevere, which happens to be the case.
Kale Benediction, first pick pula ba yun?
It will be Onic, first pick. Alam mo, pwede yung Claude first pick eh. I can see it. Especially yung basta open yung Leomord plus Harley together. I think that's okay.
So you think
Leomord
Onic,
din sige first
they
pick.
should first pick it now? Like, get the Claude? Or do you mean like for later in the red one too?
Claude rin first pick. Marcel
Yes.
yes.
Okay.
They have a lot of options kaya para kay Savero.
Leomord yataबाट Falcon को साइडबाट Leomord.
Gwyn para dito sa Falcons. kung
फेरि
sakali.
Gwyn ba
Pero
लिन्छ र?
minsan kasi pinipili na nila yung Suyo sa ganito. So Suyo plus Harry,
Leomord
for
khile.
example, up against this Marcel para meron kang true damage option to eventually take out etong Marcel.
Leomord के
All
छ
right, so the
Valenta
Marcel
लिँदैन
gone, Valentina's gone too. Oh, Onic have really ticked their conditions for
Masarapp
going for this
Kiluli
myself first.
tipped 20
You mentioned the
rupees.
Gwyn. I agree with that. I like
Manish
the,
Horaa
I
ka
think Claude
Lukera
should
herde
be a
bus
must
hadik
here.
ma spawn.
It's tough to play the
Vara
Harith
road
into a
haldim
Marcel,
haldim
and
garka
usually you can
ani
expect
very
that the
garo how.
Marcel, Harith are going to be paired together. Maybe later the Granger if they want the
फोकस
burst.
हानु भन्छ फेरि
Suyo,
यस्तो
Harley,
आउँछ
Leomord,
नाम
all those
हिल्डा
opens
लिएर
well.
यार
Hilda rush.
सक्दैन म अपरेट गर्न
I
छ्याक्यो यार
kind
यस्तो
of here and there about Hilda first phase priorities.
Yeah. But at the same time,
अब लियो होला त घोडा लिन्छ होला त हैन केटा हो
both flap as well.
Onicले घोडा लिनुपर्ने हो त अब
played this. And medyo dinidissuade nila na mag-assassin itong si King on Onic Philippines side. However, meron pa rin nung Suyo, like sila yung pwedeng gumawa ng Suyo as plus Harith, which I think has no drawback.
लियोमोड र ह्यारी त ल
dito sa
मिलाइदियो त अब
first
एकचोटि
phase. Lalo na alam nila na
कि लुई लिएर र केटा हो
Claude versus Harith is a matchup.
लियोमोड र लुई कि लियोमोड र ह्यारी त दुईटामा एउटा मिल्छ अरे केटा ढुक्क मिल्छ
activate. And then of course, meron kang true
Leomord-
damage against this Hilda.
जुक्सिन खोलाइदियो
It's going to be Leomord.
ल लियोमोड लियोमोड मैले ओके ओके एउटा मिले एउटा
Marcel
अब दुईटामा मिलाउनु पर्यो
is not the best synergistic hero mid lane duo.
Yeah.
But they will still pick it up. Lalo na may Claude pang dive dun sa Zushin. I'm
Guinevere,
curious
Guinevere,
what
Guinevere,
Onic
Guinevere,
really
Guinevere,
wants
Guinevere,
to
Guinevere,
play
Guinevere.
with this.
Yeah, it seems like Onic just went for individually strong.
गुनिबर हो केटा गुनिबर
lane
ढुक्क गुनिबर
domination,
ढुक्क
but then together awkwardly weird.
Oo, di ba? Parang
Guinevere
malakas
के
na
छ अर्को
talaga
अप्सनमा
sila. Wag mo na isipin yung combo. Wag mo na isipin
गुनिबर
yung
कि
synergy.
फ्रेड्रिन
Individually, malakas na talaga sila mag-lane. I guess yun yung idea dito para sa Onic.
Fredrin त लिदैन
Falcons, they
होला
have a choice to go for Gwyn, which they pair up with Claude.
Gunivarki Fredrin
Suyo na lang din sila dito.
Gunivarki
Up
Fredrin
against the Leomord.
I think I'm a little bit more for the Suyo because the Guinevere against the Marcel, her entries get messed up. So yeah, the Suyo comes out. Okay, I don't know how you feel about this, but I think the Hilda needs to just get locked into Rome already because putting it in the XP,
Suyo di ba?
Yeah.
All right. Okay,
we're back.
All right, we're back. So, well, it's like Hilda's mad at me. Yeah, just put the Hilda in the Rome because putting it in the XP hurts what you might want to be able to do because at least with the rotational speed, you're good, but EXP laning matchup-wise,
Kasi duita ba million bagyo ba?
I get what you mean. So, ang magiging option sila for that one is
Ban kick sa the golden bro.
Parang alternatives doon with the Alice para meron sila ding pang setup eventually.
Elise to ban haन्छ होला एउटा न एउटा त Elise ban गर्छ.
At yung Arlot na although wala siyang parang stun combo, nagme-make sense siya kasi pang setup siya na hero dito para sa side ng Falcons.
Okay. So we're looking for big setups here. EXP and Gold still on the docket for Onic while it's a mid laner and EXP.
Masarapp Ki Lily tipped 20 rupees. Manish Horaa, MG, Kami, Ho, Rodhaldim Garsha, Ani Haraucha, rolling on the floor, laughing. Rolling on the floor, laughing. Rolling on the floor, laughing. No discrimination, hey guys.
First and then EXP later, I think.
Manish Horaa the goat.
So kung sakali,
Thank you so much say about 20 and pair ko lang naam to bandin mo.
Against Zushin, tapos
yeah,
wala pang masyadong rundown dito yung Onyx, so I think that's a safe pick. There is an option na mag-Luyi din sila.
Okay, kira. E-ban. E-ban.
You back up the Hilda in laning with those.
Ki गर्छ ब्यानर को क्यारी?
Can punish that.
क्यारी त न
If it's not going to be something like the
Blue
low
banner. Blue धेरै ब्यान हान्दैछ है.
Lilia, at least just for fast wave clear, or do they need more crowd control?
Parang short range masyadong kill.
तेरितला ब्यान. नाइस ब्यान है तेरितला नाइस ब्यान यार. रोको केटा मेजमा के छ अप्सन? लिलिया लिन्छ कि मेजमा? लिलिया र के छ अरु के छ? एक्सेप्ट फोनै खोल्नुपर्छ क्या? गेमै खोल्नुपर्छ क्या?
Meron ka na spotter, meron ka ng heal that, so that could be a good pick. And also it forces some reactions para sa Onic na
गेम खोल्ला है फेरि चिटिङ गर्यो भन्ला नि.
Para tatake dun sa mga pana na yun. Otherwise, the safest option is the Kimi, I feel like.
मेजमा के छ लिलिया छ.
To go with the Teresa, you think the Sora has a spot here for the Falcons lineup?
Horaa.
You want to play the Sora against a Leomord, but
Ko
the
fight
Marcel
ro
might
के
make
छ?
this awkward for you.
Yeah, that's very awkward for the against
Front line चाहिँ दिनाले.
Pwede yun kung last pick kung sakali. It's Alice.
Elise nice pick.
Okay, so we did say na ito yung sa mga
यता ओनीको के भएको छ मार्क्सम्यान के छ? यस्तो छिटो नलिने यार प्लिज यार
And the Yeast and
वाइस यसरो पगितो रे केटा.
So
ओनी हारे गेम.
mid-range dito sa ngayon with a lot of fighters on their side. Yeast and can also act.
मेजमा चाहिँ लिलिया होला केटा यार लिलिया होला यार मेजमा. के छ र अरु मेज?
Source or talagang massive
Parts
chunks of
liदैन.
damage para hindi makapag-sustain yung
लिलिया नै होला केटा.
So baka hindi na sila mag-Kimi.
कि गड लिएर र गड त लिदैन होला.
Sa Falcons.
J10 पनि लिदैन.
Masakit at may pangtunaw ka na damage.
Lilia
Sa the Lunox. Sa ngayon, and just
I'm a pretty good nigga
sa total sense here. Falcons have drafted the Renmar yung pinaka sabi nating meta na lineup sa atin ngayon. Whereas Onic going for the Pakita and the Yisun Shin makes it so spicy. So pick your points na lang dito para sa dalawang teams natin.
Yeah, it's a wild card. Paquito doesn't have the win yet.
Keras, सबैजना make sure to like this stream. This is the second match. I think यो गेम चाहिँ जित्छ होला फाल्कनले. फाल्कनले जित्छ यो गेम. फाल्कनले जित्छ केटा.
Just how good he is with that hero. Real quick, who are you siding with? Just name a team.
फाल्कनले जित्छ केटा.
Just say Onic. I'll say Onic.
फाल्कनले जित्छ केटा.
Sachin looks crafty.
फर्स्ट लगालाई गरिदिने. तर यो गेम चाहिँ साच्चै भने केटा ढुक्क जित्छ क्या फाल्कनले. हेर न मेरो प्रेडिक्सन ढुक्क जित्छ.
6 for 6 is the pressure.
ढुक्क जित्छ केटा फाल्कन.
On that Yisun Shin. Now could he go 7 for 7?
Ah man. You know what? One word.
Falcon को draft round में
so
से एक
much
तो है
that
ना?
panel was reach.
त्यही भएर जित्छ क्या
I
टुक्क।
really feel like as spicy as Onyx lineup
Let's
is,
get
that
out.
reach
तिमीहरूलाई
might
कहिले जित्छ जस्तो लाग्छ
just
केटा हो?
even bite them in the behind later on. So I'm looking forward to whether or not they can actually
जित्दैन क्या हो
wrap up
Falconले?
strong so that they can actually just push through and punch through the defense so that the reach
So let's go guys.
disadvantage
This is the
doesn't
second
matter.
match. Onic versus
get where you're
Falcon
coming from,
playoff.
especially as it was highlighted as
Oi,
early
हारे Falcon.
as during the Marcel Jusin pickup.
परेमा
There
जुत्छिन्
is
त।
little to no
हाजीले तर ग्याप
hero
खाएको
synergy
खाइसके
to be
भन्नुपर्दा त
expected
यार।
these two when it comes to the
Super
mid lane,
Prince को।
but individually, and I think that's something that they kept going through the entirety of their draft, is like individually their heroes are terrifying to look at, especially in terms
मार्को
of the
देखाए
lanes. Look at where Kirk
इन्डोनेसियाको
is
प्लेयरले
already.
आएर तल हान्नु
Severo
पाउँदैन है
is-
मार्को भनिदिरहेको छ है म
How is
मार्को।
Severo actually managing it? I was about to take back what I was saying.
Okay, I think Falcons took that as a clear sign that maybe Marco can start asserting himself. In comes Brusco, flicker out of nowhere.
फ्लिकर किन हान्छ है
Just
ब्रुसको?
when you thought, you know what, he could
What the
actually assert
fuck?
himself.
फ्लिकर किन
Here
हानेको
comes a
ब्रुसकोले?
reminder that, you know what, it's really scary. There's a reason why Marcel is
ब्रुसकोले
usually
तर
first
धेरै
pick in
मिस
these
हान्न छ यार
longest
यस्तो।
games.
It's like a
फ्लिकर हावामा हान्छ, अल्ट हावामा हान्न छ। मिलाउनु पर्छ यार ब्रुसकोले सबै।
I guess it won't really be that much of a issue for Onic, especially if they're able to maintain like, the
Aji?
amount of pressure they're doing right now at least.
Oh my God, Severo!
Oni Falcon, let's go.
He crumbled under
Mitto.
the pressure. We were saying pressure too much.
Did we jinx it?
Not the start you need.
Absolutely not, man. Severo losing it out, and again, giving a small advantage. A Super Marco, one of the
Four level for your flap.
really high placing goal laners in the league. You don't do that.
Hey, you give Super Marco an inch, he'll take a mile. Falcons are pushing the advantage. Look, they're going for the Lord.
Ogin को फ्लिकर गयो
Ogun
Ogin
gets
को।
bursted down, no. Uses the flicker.
Flap.
Now it's gonna be Flap as the target. There's the Throne of Ruin though. As the
King Kong
counter
bacho.
together with a better airstrike. King Kong now very low. They're trying to go for the
Oye,
chase.
Flap.
Flap is gonna look for it as
मा
much as he
एलिसहरु त
can.
के हो यार?
But
मरे
he
फ्ल्याप मरे फ्ल्याप
lasts
मरे फ्ल्याप
the
मरे।
damage and the follow-up.
ओए फ्ल्याप
But he
बाजिरहेछ सुन
survives.
जीज यार।
Now it's Falcons taking
ओए
the
मार्को।
objective and Super Marco.
जीज मार्को
finishing
मेरो
off the
भाइ
kill.
मार्को
Oh
मार्को
my
रिसाइ केटा
goodness,
मार्को रिसाइ।
Falcons are out
One side
for
game, one side
revenge
game.
there. There's red in their eyes right now. It's so hard to actually fight, especially right now that it feels like Onyx is gonna have to fight uphill for this.
What?
Oh, Kirk cannot get away from this. Three
Full
members
combo
of
किन हानेर
Falcons on
Ogin
him right there.
Okay, this seems to be a contest. In the first
के हो
game,
guys?
something
One side
similar
मात्रै हो नि
happened,
सबै गेम।
But Onic ended up with like 1,000, 1,500. Now Falcons got almost 3 in the first 3 minutes.
And that's not even like a full-on 1 minute of a fight. They just got it through sheer force, advantage on the objectives and on the jungles.
This was less Onic making a mistake and Falcons just playing well.
मार्कोले पेलिरहेछ
They
यार
were
लेनमा
the
नि।
ones really forcing out. Even that one flicker that we saw used from these two mid laners are going at it in the mid lane. Super Frizz will be winning it out, but Haji actually flickers out
तो
to
gap
safety.
खाइरहेछ
Now
राजीले।
it's Brusco who might be in danger. Golden Aura will be saving him there. Now Kirk to provide the help. Ogwen looking like he is going to be in a dangerous spot, but the bushes in the
फ्ल्याप हेर न फ्ल्याप आम्मा कत्रो ट्याङ्क
It's a
हो
very
यो
nice
फ्ल्याप।
Sabrino that we're seeing here.
रिजन हेर न केटा फ्ल्यापको।
Tagging in, tagging out. Am I watching wrestling here?
Salik Imam needs to be studied.
ओइ बाच यार कर। हटेर गयो होला कर्कलाई त।
Is oiled up and ready to go. You see how close he was.
डबल ड्यास हानेर भाग्न सक्दैन। अब भाग्न सक्थ्यो त्यो लाइक कर्क त्यो बटमा। त्यसले सबै कम्बो त्यसले हान्यो क्या।
Prince here.
इन्डालाई त्यही भएर मरेको।
at this point.
काइलको स्का आयो गाइस।
Ogwen's just chilling.
He's chilling. He's fine.
He's at 70 heartbeats per minute and he's just running around like, oh, I just need a bush. I just need a bush.
Yeah, but Onic are feeling it.
मार्को
So pressured, and
Marco.
speaking of the pressure,
कस्तो एग्रेसिभ खेलेको मार्कोले।
really gets taken out right there once again. Ogwen here to
Run
provide
bacho.
some help.
All right, they're just using Super Marco
Free-
as a
free
trap
turtle
for
for Falcon.
here, it feels like it. And now they're gonna get a little bit more here.
केटा
a little
सबजना
bit
मेक श्योर टु
extra
लाइक
on
दिस
the
स्ट्रिम एन्ड
bottom
लाइक
side
गर
of
है
the
केटा
map.
लाइक एन्ड
Number
सब्सक्राइब
two,
भन्नु।
going up to Falcons with very little to contest because that's a stroke of genius. They rope a dope Onic with just 2 members. That was all Marco and Ogwen.
And everything's happened so fast. Falcons, after that objective, have already secured their first turret in less than 5 minutes as well. It's Falcons just adapting so well to how Onic have been revealing their rotation so far, wherein you know that Kirk is likely to keep rotating out, and they just took advantage of that time and time again.
Yeah, that's a big adaptation. You're using macro
ओए
instead.
फ्रीज हेरे
and
त
now it's
ओए यो
switching
त लास्ट
again,
हमने
super
खेला था यार
great.
फ्रीज
Oh,
त
that's a Crimson
आम
Beacon in, but
लवली
it's
यार
from
फ्रीज को
Flap,
बड़ा
not
क्या
from
लवली
Sevaji right there.
ऑल्ट
The
यार जो
Golden R gets touched by everyone
जी
as they get
ओगी नहीं
brought
मरला
back under
बात
the
बात
turret. Ogwen running away,
मिठो है
but
सपोर्ट
they
में
take the
अति
kill
मिठो
on
यार
Haji, and no, Flap will be able to escape.
आदिले ऑल्ट आने को फ्रंट ऑल्ट
There's
आने
a
रहेगा
really
जुक्सिने
big
वाजे
switch up here that's
नाइस
being
यार
done
जो
by Falcon's pure macro dominance. They know that Onic wants to brawl. They know
आदिले
that
पनि
they know
सांधे
they're
कांदे
scrappy. But you know what? Falcons are just trying to use two people, get more advantages cross map, just maybe swap it out. They can do it over and over again here in this game.
Dear Lord, Marco's farming up. He is making bank. He can buy Ram now. He's 1,000 and change up on Savero.
That's saying something.
In the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, Ram in this economy? Come on.
Figure of speech, but literally that's
यो जुक्सिने हेरे कस्तो एनोइङ छ तर वायर सवेरोले स्काई बनाइरा रहेछ ओके
on about 4.3 thousand.
फर्स्ट आइटम में स्काई हैन सेकेन्ड रहेछ 100 बनाइसक्यो
And Onic are not really able to convert anything just yet. Falcons are managing the map so well that they are probably also able to just keep these key members in check every single time. Just look at how Falcons are probably
आए
aware
सवेरो
that
को स्काई
King Kong is just really being guarded well here in this purple buff because they cannot afford to lose out on any more of this farm just to catch up for this next objective.
Yeah, losing out on that farm is going to be so crucial here.
फ्लैप ला मार ना फ्लैप ला मार
Also gonna be
ओए मोरे
easier
फ्लैप
to take,
अति
especially
मिठो यार ओ माय गॉड डैम
Okay,
नाइस ट्रेड
that's,
यार
member
राम्रो
down
ट्रेड हो ओनिकलाई राम्रो ट्रेड हो
Falcons, but it does
किनकि
not
ओनिक अलरेडी
affect
3
their
के
turtle
बिहाइन्ड
take
छ
in any way.
एक किल पाइरहेछ
They
राम्रो हो
still secure the third objective of this game.
I would say that's a wash. I think it's a fair trade, and Onic should start taking more of those. Because right now they're slowing down.
सवेरोले माथिको टरेट
In
पाउँछ
the game
नाइस
one that we
नाइस
saw that Onic won, they were twice
ओनिकले
as high
गर्दै
on the
छ केटा
gold
ठिकै
lead
गरिरहेछ
compared to Falcons. So Falcons have kind of slowed down.
Yeah, it really did. I mean, we're holding steady. It means that the pressure just kind
तर
of
मार्कोलाई
subsided,
कसरी
and
रोक्छ
now
क्या
we're
यिनीहरूले
pretty much on equal footing.
मार्को
And I
गोल्ड
think
पनि
this,
यत्रो
the
छ
fact that Savero can just willingly go out of the map and not really receive too much pressure. Again,
Yeah.
sorry for the pressure, the P word here for Savero. Again, he can do that over and over. It just means that Onic still has that farming advantage.
आमामा
They
यो
still have that capability.
फ्रिजले
And it's
कस्तो
great that
ल्याङ
they're
हानेको
starting
क्या
with those
कस्तो रिस
kinds of
उठिरहेको
trades
हेऱ्यो हेर्दै
first, 'cause in terms of their cores, they're at least 1,000 behind for both their
Savero
jungle
call
and their
gaya.
gold. So team fights might not really favor the super fam as much just yet, not unless they find those
Okay.
isolated plays similar to this one, forcing out that flicker
टिकर
from
गयो
Ogwen.
गेको
Oh,
Brusco!
ब्रुस्कोले अल्टै त भन्दैछ त यार कस्तो हानेको हानेको छ क्या त्यसलाई हावामा हानिरहेको छ
But
ब्रुस्कोको एउटै राम्रो अल्ट दिएन अहिलेसम्म
they're sitting at about 3,000, 4,000 up, and the map hasn't moved much. Super Marco looking to take care of tier 1 up top.
Yeah, it's pretty good that Falcons just have to remind Onic that, hey guys, we're kind of 4K behind, or 4K ahead. What are you doing here? Are you trying to cross this river here that we control? Check your map, bro. So I think they're doing a pretty good job in making that happen. And
Oh.
they're also doing a good job just making sure that, you know what, at least no invades, right? Ogwen's up on front. All of these bushes have complete vision on them, so that there's just no opportunities for like any surprises to happen.
Nothing offensive quite yet.
Yep.
And I think that's down to the pick on Savero. The fact that he can self-peel and reveal the map and kind of know, oh, I can farm here, I can farm there. That's what's slowing down Falcons. That's why we're just sitting at 3.5K up.
Yeah. It does feel a bit significant when you look at the junglers, especially with the 2-level gold or the 2-level gap existing between them. But at least Onic are still somewhat keeping them in check, and Falcons cannot just be too hasty with their decisions to fight against Onic. It seems as if whenever there is at least one member they find,
अहिलेसम्म
Onic have
त्यस्तो
the
केही
tools
भएको
to just
छैन
really go for them anyway. Just look at the amount of mobility and chase that they can afford to
Wait,
commit
Super
on
Marco?
one person. And speaking of that one person, it might be
Oh.
Super Marco.
टिकर बेट नाइस
but he
नाइस ठिक छ
reacts
ठिक छ
so
ठिक छ
quick with the flicker.
रिफ्लेक्स हेर नि यिनीहरूको प्लेयरहरूको
Good control, Ogwen's up on front.
नाइस रिफ्लेक्स यार
Still
फ्लिकर हानिदिइहाल्यो
defending
नि
here. I feel like Flap can kind of he's just the big question mark here, right? Is Flap going to go in or not? Like, he's going to be the main trigger point.
Yeah.
And Onic can note that there's about a 2-minute window that Marco has no flicker. So they can really pressure him. Nobody's rocking Purifies here, so nothing comes for free.
Oh, you're right. Everyone's actually on Flicker. That's interesting. It's an interesting game here.
That's why Onic are maybe somewhat pushing forward. But there's just so much sustain and frontline too that you have to take care of.
लर्ड त गयो त
The Falcons.
They saw that Kirk is up top.
Three
They
Lord,
cannot
hey, good.
contest.
ठिकै छ लर्ड इन्गेज नगरेकै राम्रो ओनिकले फर्स्ट लर्ड त हो
You know what? Compared to game one, this is the biggest non-fight I've ever seen so far today. It
Ooh,
feels
nice,
like they just
Cor.
don't want to give anything. They
But
don't
more
want to
like
do
Cor.
anything on the map. Like giving away Turtle, giving away the first Lord.
Whoa, 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 whoa!
Ooh,
Could Kirk actually
okay.
take out Haji? It seems
What
like if
can
he
it-
only
Whoa,
had a bit more time, then he could have. One more knockout strike denied by the Falcons!
Bro.
That is a long haul play. That's a Martel type-ish on Falcons right now.
Yo, I
Bola
gotta
hai,
salute,
Kirk, bola hai.
Kirk there. You got to do something. You got to try something there. Instead of just going down to 4 members of Falcons, you just came up a little bit too short near on the very end.
That was a 3-season arc that
Nice
Falcons
try,
played
nice
on.
try.
Look, we're taking Lord, we're giving you Kirk, oh, we're giving you Haji. Psych!
Not really.
फिलिपिनोको युएफसीको फाइटमा त कर्कलाई पो पठाउँछ क्या अगाडि बगित लिएर रविन्द्र ढाडको अघि
team, they will not allow Onic to pressure them into playing a different way. Kyle!
Okay.
काइल मोरेल अब मोरेल लभलीको छोरी लभली यार ओनिक मिठो यार मिठो मिठो पनिशमेन्ट है वाइएसएस गोल्डमा अति मजा आयो
If they find a target, they're definitely gonna run them down.
It's nice that they're showing that they have a lot of kill potential still, right? You can't just roll us over. You can't just go wherever you want. You can, anyone here can get taken out, even Suyo.
You know what? It looks like Onic picked up a little bit of something from Aurora yesterday. We're talking about Macrora versus Micronix. How about some Macronix? They're literally moving around the map to feign these fake pickoffs, and then suddenly, oof, the real target was Kyle all along. He got his first stack about a minute ago now.
फ्ल्याप को गेममा पकिदिएको यार फ्ल्याप त फेरि M5 MVP हो है पकिदोमा
So that's fine, right?
सबैले पक्ड्यो
Uh-oh, Severo fortunately had the flicker to get
Flicker,
out of that. Now
flicker,
it's Open who might be in
flicker.
danger, but he's just
Batya.
too quick. He's so hard to chase. That's the blazing duet coming in from Super Marco, but he gets knocked
अरे
off.
मा
Now
कस्तो
has to go
मजा
back to
आइरहेछ यार यो
BMI.
गेम टिम फाइट अति मिठो भइरहेछ यार
Kirk, just look at what Kirk's
सबैले
doing
आफ्नो
all
रोल
along.
गरिदिरहेछ
Yeah, he's been able to actually just
Lovely,
split up
lovely.
very well, and I think that is the
यो गेम पो हो
primary
कि क्या
role of
केही
Kirk.
हुन्छ सही केटा यो
I
गेम
doubt he's going to join these team fights anytime soon, not without like a really big gun, like a Malefic Roar on his
सुपर
side.
फिन्सले
He can
कस्तो
really
मिठो
help
खेलिरहेछ
remove
केटा
Haji,
डराएर
maybe
खेलेकै
help
छैन
out
अति
removing
मिठो
Kyle,
खेलेको
because you know what, you
फिन्सले
can't really damage Flap. You're not going to do much against Open as well.
Is he... Okay, at this point, he already has the War Axe, Hunter Strike, and the Queen's Wings. Probably gonna go for another...
He just wants more damage, right?
Malefic Roar, maybe?
Yeah. And again, when you have that Malefic Roar, your tower taking is also just so much better, right? So I think that's what they're trying to do. Buy some time, shove up these lanes on the side. You also want to go down later and take out that turret, maybe while they're doing this Lord, maybe.
And maybe he can afford to really go for the Haji kill later on. If
यो लर्ड नै
that
छोडिदिन्छ
just so
गाइस
happens to be the case, if he already has those items picked
इन्गेज
up.
गर्न सक्दैन
But Falcons once again!
ल्याबको फ्लिकर छैन
Look at how quick they are to go
सुपर
for
फिन्स
the
अगाडि गयो
first
अल हान्ड्रो
and now they're gonna quickly
सुपर फिन्सको
transition
फ्लिकर
back
छैन
to Golden R as a response.
सुपर
They're
फिन्स
gonna go
सुपर
for
फिन्स
Batman
त
Pal this time.
सुपर फिन्स अति मिठो यार फिन्स
Kirk going into the back lines, but the response from the Blazing Duet is a bit too much to handle as well.
ओइ
Super
यो
Marco
त के हो
has to be
उडाउडै छ यो फिन्स त
2 for 1 kills for Onyx, still the Lord for Falcons.
फिन्स यार राम्रो ट्रेड हो यार ओनिकलाई अब लर्ड त यतिकै डिफेन्स भइहाल्छ नि हुँदैन होला तर माथि मिनियन अड्काइदिरहेछ नाइस भइरहेछ फर्स्ट
But the damage from Onic. Take all the crowd control you want, but where did it come from? Onic ran through Flap.
Oh, and now they're running through Ogwin.
मर्यो कि फेरि उडाइरहेछ हेर न बाफ रे बाफ किङको मरे मार्को नि जी केटा हो अति मिठो ट्रेड है उनीको अति लभली गोल्ड लिड घटिसक्यो केटा हो 4000 बाट
Where is this firepower
1300
coming from? I think we got answer right there, right? Savero's just so
मिठो मेरो
crucial.
भाइ
Fights
फिन्सले त
5-1-1
क्रेजी
right
खेलिरहेछ
now on
यार
the East and Shin.
अझै स्लो बनाइरहेछ हेर न यस्तो तडपाइ तडपाइ मार्ने छ यार
Just repel the Lord waves and just not even give a damn.
Savera has 4 stacks right now.
ओए सबेरोको पो त हो त्यो स्काई छ है सबेरोको साच्ची त बिर्सिरा
He's going to continue at this
सबेरोले
point.
चुच्छ क्या केटा हो मार्कोलाई गोल्ड लिड भइसक्यो
I think what we saw earlier in the jungle
विन बनाइरहेछ लास्ट फाइट
was like crits.
यो गेम हान्जित्यो जस्तो यार उनीले केटा हो तुल्जेर हान्छ क्या
Just cannot really get out of reach.
Pressure,
It's just
what
very,
pressure?
Very sticky, if you look at it.
And it happens every single time you think that Falcons are already in a really good spot to just commit to the fight.
Yeah.
Suddenly picks up that Mountain Shocker and lands it on the best possible target. Multiple times in a row, Super Marco and earlier
त्यो
Kyle and
कोच
Flap.
पहिलाको ओनिकको कोचले वाइ नट अहिले नाभीमा छ अनि वाइ नटले के भन्थ्यो ओनिकमा चाहिँ अब सपोज केल्ला गए पनि ओनिकमा त्यस्तो प्रब्लम हुँदैन भन्ने थियो हैन बट फ्रिन्स गयो भने चाहिँ ओनिकले केही गर्नै सक्दैन भन्ने गरे के सिधै हामीले देखिरहेको छ फ्रिन्सको इम्प्याक्ट अहिले
They still pack a punch, you know, figuratively
The map still belongs to Falcons. It's easier for them to still make plays.
Yeah.
But here's what's scary.
रेगुलर सिजनमा कस्तो लाइक मेसी खेलिरहेको थियो त्यही पनि प्लेअफमा राम्रो खेलिरहेको थियो ओनिकले लास्टै क्ल्याप मरे फेरि
He did not expect this. It's a
हाजीको
massive rotation from Onic just to take out the Filipino cannon.
नाइस आउट
And a
उसको
monster for Severo plus another
हाजी मरे
kill on Haji. Open to the back lines, finding
सुपर प्रिन्स
Crusoe
मरे सुपर
finally
प्रिन्स
now. But then he
सुपर प्रिन्स त
manages
मर्नै
to
मान्दैन त यार
get
ब्याकलाइन फुल्लै जोन हान्दिरहेको छ यो चोरले
That's a 2-for-1. They're doing pretty good damage mitigation here, Falcons. But it feels like Onic have found their groove. They found that rhythm to get the pressure going.
Oh my God. Kirk walks into it, sees Kyle and Ogun, cuts him in half.
Okay, there's no Haji.
अब
There's
पाए
less
लर्ड
threat
पायो
of a
ओनिकले
burst.
ओनिकले
Kirk is
गोल लिग
just-
पनि लिइसक्यो केटा
He's so brave with this
कस्तो
Paquito
मिठो
right
कमब्याक
now.
हान्दिरहेको छ यार यिनीहरूले
Brave is an adjective that doesn't
अब
describe
फेरि
the
फ्रिन्स
whole
अल्ट आइसक्यो
thing.
गइदिन्छ अगाडि
Okay, Ogun,
मर्यो ओके
immortality pop.
ककले पछाडि
No
ब्याकलाइन
way out of
हेरिदिरहेको
this,
छ
not unless, okay, no way to chase
More
him
kind.
down. But
आइटम फाइभ
Kirk had to use the flicker to get out of
फ्रिन्स
that.
फ्रिन्सको
Falcons
अल्ट छ
now
फ्रिन्सको
going
अल्ट छ
for the
फ्री
re-engage,
लर्ड
but
फ्री
it's
लर्ड
Onic who
फेरि इन्गेज
bursts
गर्छ होला
out the Lord this time.
आमा
Falcons
रिकल
respecting Onyx post-fight potential.
सबले यार फ्री
Again,
लर्ड है
even
केटा
before
ओनिकलाई
the Lord, Onyx is
मिठो मिठो
lethal.
मिठो
And now it's clear it's Onic time. The yellow half of the arena have gone
मार्कोले यो गेम केही गर्नै भएको छैन
crazy.
केटा हो
What does
लेट
Falcons
मिड टु
do
लेट गेम
here?
त
Did they just drop the ball completely?
I don't know. It feels like they were forced to drop the ball, honestly. Just how much
अब सबैले फुट्छ
exertion
स्काइमा छ
Onic
50
is
स्ट्याक त होला
doing right
त्यसको
now, especially this Paquito, man. This Paquito's taking us so
50 छैन 60 स्ट्याक नै छ हो त्यसको सुरुमा एकचोटि मर्यो भने त्यो 60 स्ट्याक नै छ त्यसको
The amount of impact Kirk has in this game, constantly pressuring the sides.
केटा सबजना मेक श्योर टु लाइक दिस लाइक एन्ड सब्सक्राइब भनेर
the
नबिर्सौँ केटा
positionings of
सबजना
these members who are
दिइहालौँ
so
लाइक केटा हो
crucial to how they're about to win it out.
That's what the hater would say. Look at his KDA. But I think that'd be a mistake. Even Falcons shouldn't look at the KDA. They should respect his output.
Yeah. It's just look at him, look at him, look at him.
Look at Kyle, man. Having a hard time getting punched here.
Okay, that's
काइल मर्यो केटा बटमा
finding a kill on Kyle. How did that? Now it's gonna be Flap. Nearly bursted down. They take care of the Lord. But that's about it for now. Brusco going in for the dive. They just really
Masarapp
want to
ki
take out as much
Lily
base
tipped
turrets
20
as they
rupees.
can with another wave
Lamo
coming
Hijo
in
Sudhar
mid. But
Kendra
even
Bata
before it
Bhagera
arrives, they
Ako
already
Vandai
did
Kyao
the
Super Prince
job.
Lai Aja Chai Glazing.
4v5.
Yep. Kyle's
हिजो
going
सुधार
down
केन्द्रबाट
like
भाइर आएको भन्दै
that.
थियो
Realize.
सुपर मिलले आज चाहिँ ग्लेजिङ अब यस्तो खतरा खेलेपछि त भन्नु पर्यो
Starting
नि
to feel the damage. Now it's Kirk going in for the fast clear. But Falcons can take care of it.
There's one more minion.
One more minion opens
Clap.
up on front.
तर ड्यामेज पुग्छ
Falcons find the right opening.
मार्कोले हान्छ होला अब मार्कोले हानेकै छैन हो ल मार्कोलाई फ्री जान्थ्यो
Kirk gets picked off. But
Okay,
the
मर्यो
mountain shocker still lasts. Now it's Super
जी
Marco with the
जी
cage.
जी जी सुपर प्रिन्स विन्टर क्राउन इमो किने सुपर प्रिन्सले तर सुपर प्रिन्स मर्यो मर्यो फाइनली मर्यो सुपर प्रिन्स
Kyle, 2 for 1.
होल्ड लाने केटा फाल्कोनले अलरेडी 19 मिनेटको गेम हुन लाग्छ गाइस
That was as good of a trade as you can get right now.
Oh my.
Onic just so close to actually finishing it, honestly. One more death, maybe. Could have
ब्रुसको
been
सित
it.
फ्लाग छ के हो
The impatience there.
अब फ्लाग छ ब्रुसको
But at
सित
the same time,
They can afford it.
फ्लाग्स बनाउँछ नि
It's
केटा
literally
मार्सलमा
swiping without looking at the price tag.
कमब्याक यो गेम चाहिँ बवाले भइरहेछ केटा
Because the Lord will still be contestable.
Nice clear.
It's 30 seconds out. Sure, Falcons regains part of the map, but their base is bare. Kirk can
रोज गोल बनाएर चाहिँ ब्रुसको के हो यो त
if you don't answer me,
के हो
I will
रोज
end
गोल
it
पनि
now.
yeah,
ए
it's not
फ्लाग्स
like
पनि
they
फ्लाग्स बनाएको
completely
छैन
lost
एकचोटि
out
हेर्नु
on
पर्यो
that
यार
fight, and Falcons were able to get anything
रोज
more
गोल बनाइरहेछ यार
aside
ब्रुसकोले
from those kills that they were able to find with that
What
counter
the
engage.
fuck?
Yeah, it's not super true.
फ्लाग्स पनि छ अझै
Do
त्यसको
that again, right?
कति
Like,
सिडी
you
चाहिएको
can
त्यसलाई
just
हनाबी नै हो कि
set
क्या त्यो त
Kirk off on the long lane, especially right now. Most likely on the top side, Kirk and right kind of pivots very easily towards that. Now, if you're Falcons, what's the answer? Do you try to answer that, or do you just go for
रोज
like
गोल
an
डग
all-out push?
बेसिकै याद आयो
We'll have
केटा
to wait and see, because fight's gonna happen soon.
Yeah. Because even those members from Falcons who are assigned to go for the entry seems like they're just constantly flushed
ककले
out
नाइस
by
लेन प्रेसर चाहिँ मिठो
Onic
दिइरहेछ
and the way
है
that they
कन्सेप्ट
decide
ले
to group up
ओगिनको
right now, but Ogwen coming in from the back line, plus the stun from
ल अग्यो फाल्कनले अग्यो अब फ्ल्यापलाई उडायो कन्सिल प्ले ट्विटेको मिस भयो टिमको मिस भयो ए मार्कल ड्यामेज हेर न कर्कले अति प्रेसर दिइरहेछ यार कर्कले कायल गयो अब ओनिक जुत्तो अब ओनिक जुत्तो ल फाल्कनले अग्यो ल सक्यो ल फाल्कन सक्यो अग्यो हाजीले मिठो अगे हाजी नअग्न यार कति अघिरायो तैले ओए कर मिठो यार कर जी होनी यार केटा अति मिठो सुपर फ्रेन्ड्सलाई एमभीपी दिइहाल्यो केटा एमभीपी दिइहाल्यो एमभीपी दिइहाल्यो यार सुपर फ्रेन्ड्सलाई 2-0 ओनिक केटा 2-0 ओनिक क्रेजी गेम यार क्रेजी अति मिठो यार ओनिक कस्तो खेल्दैको यार खै कहाँ गयो फाल्कनको ग्लेजरहरू कहाँ गयो केटा 2-0 हानिसक्यो केटा हो कस्तो वार्म अप हो 2-0 खानु चाहिँ कस्तो वार्म अप हो केटा हो सबजना वार्म अप दिनु सिरियस मोड अन लुफी जेट बिचारा यार
something just suddenly
Wow,
awoken in the super battle last night. There was
I'm
something
gonna
different about them since
Wow.
the moment they played their
Warm up
5-game
of a
series against
lower
the
bracket
M7
warm up
world
गर्छ होला अब
champions.
They're like a rampaging beast.
लोअर ब्रैकेटमा वार्म अप गर्ने हो लुफी चाहिँ
Completely unleashed their capabilities against Falcons, who again almost went undefeated in the regular season. Look at that buff right there for Bruno.
कमेन्ट हेरेर हाँसिरहेको थियो मलाई
her lungs out.
I think one of the things I really appreciate the most about Onic heading into the series is the fact that they really lived up to majority
नाइट
of
गेम
their season
मजा आयो
history.
दुईटा गेमहरु मलाई
And the pressure.
ओइ सबैले पाए केटा हो फिन्सले पाए ठिकै छ
Drawn first blood on. This is after the
तर
whole
फ्रिन्स मेलाई चाहिँ फ्रिन्स एमपीपी
Marco's up 2000 in the first 5 minutes. You know what?
नेक्स्ट गेम नि फाल्कनले जित्छ भन्दै मास्टरअप
I think the whole
फाल्कनले
oh look, we're playing around Severo. Look at this, come kill him.
यो गेम जितेको हो फाल्कनले केटा अर्ली गेम जितेको हो
He
फाल्कन
died just once.
Yeah, that's right. And then that's saying something considering
ल
we
अब
know
चाहिँ
we
ओनिकलाई
talked
सपोर्ट
about
गरौँ केटा हो
Dragon
धेरै
Ball,
भयो
Red Bar,
फाल्कनलाई
and also
सपोर्ट
talked
गरेको
about that reach advantage
यस्तो हल्का
that
3-0 त नहेरौँ
you know,
होला
Falcons obviously had special
प्रेसर
lag
वाट
mods,
प्रेसर
especially
दिइसक्यो
with
केटा सबैहरूले अब एमपीएल फिलिपिन्समा इम्पोर्ट भएर आइरहेछ हैन
engage and you have to
सबले
punch
यसलाई
back,
हेप्थ्यो
otherwise
भन्दा
you're
नि
done.
यसले त
You
के
know
गर्न
what?
सक्छ र
Falcons did have a solid lead.
हैन एमपीएलमा
4,000.
That's
फिलिपिन्समा
why it feels
ला मार्को
feels
अगेन्स्ट
so
हेर एमपीपी
frustrating in a sense, and I hope this is not where it ends, where it's not where all that hard work and them studying Onic up
अति
until 3
गोटे
a.m.
अति गोटे
ends.
सबैर है अति मिठो
Because it will feel so bad if it was just a trap all along, and that if that thing they prepared for was just Onic having a lot more strategies
अति
up their
मजा आयो
sleeves,
केटा
and
हो
that's when you thought
कमब्याक
they were
यस्तो
already
यसरी
pushed
हो
to
नि
the
त यार
limit
कमब्याक
last night.
4000 गोल्ड पनि कस्तो
Here
कमब्याक
they
हानेको हेर न
show up and
टर्टल पनि सब
suddenly
छोडेको
perform
लट पनि
so
दुईटा छोडेको
differently
त्यही
from
पनि
the way we
कमब्याक
used
क्या
to see
यो हो
them
नि त यार गेम
perform.
This is Paquito's first win.
And oh my goodness, you're right.
Yeah.
Oh man, and I know Severo's MVP here, but yeah, if
Masarapp
there was
तिमी
a
neutral
second
बस्छ क्या
MVP,
न्युट्रल
100% Kurt. Oh my God, what
भइहाल्छ
a
नि
damn glow up!
Kurt crawled so Severo could fly.
That's beautiful.
He literally
Can't say
played the
save
play
without
and he
Severo
got
रे
back. And
त्यसको के
I
मतलब
think
हो त
this is
सेभको के
exactly how
मतलब
you
हो त
play Paquito.
Yeah.
Just as a blunt object.
आउँछ कमब्याक
This
सबजना
is what we
पुरानो रे
failed to see
कुर्दिम न त कुर्दिम
yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean,
3-0 खायो भने चाहिँ लोअर ब्याकेट
Paquito is
कमब्याक
really
आउँछ चाहिँ
played
नभने
here
तिमी
in a very,
लुबीले
you know, off team fight guy, right? Like you can't expect
Yeah.
the Paquito to be slowly nerfed because they reduce the move speed duration. and
I hope,
everything.
I know.
You expect them to be more team
हानोस्
fight
फाल्कनले
centric,
पनि किनकि
but you
मलाई
can't forget
3-0 त हेर्न मन छ नि यार
that
एमपीएल
before she rose to
फिलिपिन्सको
the limit,
प्लेअफमा
And our Paquitos can do anything they want. They can split push like the old days.
Onicले
I think
अति
in
मिठो
the
खेलेको
first
तर
few
मान्नै
minutes
पर्छ
at least there was a more of a threat of him joining the team fights and being just
नाइस
a
गेम यार यो गेम हेर्न मजा
really
आयो
damaged EXP laner when it comes to that. But as time went by, he was elsewhere, always elsewhere.
Which is rare.
Yeah.
मैले त जसले जिते नि हारे नि बाल छैन म त केवल पेजको सपोर्ट हो हेर्ने केटा
Damage EXP laner now.
The one and only Sanford.
Sean kind of counts.
Yeah.
Benedetta. So
Bennett, yeah.
you know what? Maybe this is a renaissance of damage XP laners. And it started
Sanford,
with
Sanji,
and then now here comes Kurt proving that
सुपरमिनले त अहिले यहाँ जति हारे पनि होइन हामीलाई थाहा छ नि सान्जीको गेम कस्तो छ भन्ने केटा हो सान्जीको अगेन्स्ट यसरी खेल्न सक्नु पर्यो नि होइन
Don't quote me on this. It's
The one and only हो नि त मिड लेनमा त सान्जी
Right? That's what a lot of people say about Onic every time they play. I'm not saying it, people are saying it, I'm just reading the comments. But you know what? Here comes Kirk proving him wrong. Here comes Kirk proving, hey, you know what? The team can depend on me when when push comes to shove.
Here's a different type of XP laner that he can actually pull off. I think that's another thing that we've been seeing online, especially after what happened last night. But
फाइनल
here
बस
it's
फाइनल बस
also
भन्दै
just
एमसीएन पनि
Onic as
एले
a
देखाइदिइहाल्यो
whole team sticking to what
अति
they
हो
see
केटा
really works for
सान्जीले
them
नि
and
खान्छ
switching it up overall.
लेट्स सी केटा
I don't know where to really put my attention into for this entire game because I initially also just wanted to really focus on Severo, but now it seems like we have to
टुजेर
put our
खाँदाखेरि
eyes
कत्रो
on
बोल्ने आँट
other
आएको त
players as
लाजले
well after what they've been able to show here.
मजा आइरहेछ
After
केटा
they
मलाई
just went online, everyone
हान्दै
was
हान्दै
just so
झगडा नै हाने केटा
aggressive
मजा आइरहेछ
instantly.
मलाई
You
कमेन्ट
could see
पढ्न
Kurt constantly chasing. I think no, honestly, now that you think of it, it was after that one failed attempt to kill Haji where everything began.
Then he gets fired up.
Yeah, you see Brusco suddenly flickering in just to find
मास्टर एड नहानेको
You could see the same
तिम्रो
thing
नाम
with
के छ
River
भन त यार साँच्ची मैले नामै बिर्सिरहेँ क्या फलो नाम भन त गिनको के थियो नाम
how do we get them? And then
आइजेन के छ भन त गिनै हो टक्कै गिन भन्ने फलो ए अँ भेटे
We are officially back where Filipino MLB dominance began. The MPL Philippines Season 17 playoffs are live and underway in the San Juan Arena.
And we are running all the way to May 31st, so don't just watch history unfold, step right into it.
Yeah, tickets are selling fast, by the way, so head on to ph-mpl.com/tickets and secure yours now.
फलो ब्याक दिइसक्यो
Once you're here in the
गेमलाई
venue, man, where it all started, that 2019
अहिलेको म्याच क्रेजी
series
थियो यार केटा
where we just kept winning after that.
फाइनल बोस प्लेअरबाट आउट प्लिज यार टिएलपिएस प्लेयरबाट आउट भयो भने त मलाई त एमएससी हेर्न पनि मन लाग्दैन क्या भन्नुपर्दा त एमएससीमा ओनिक आइडी टिएलपिएस दुईटा टिम भएन त हेर्नै मन लाग्दैन हौ मलाई त एमएससी पनि लाइक रोनाल्डो र मेसी नहुँदाखेरि वर्ल्ड कप हेर्न नमन लाग्छ क्या त्यो चाहिँ
Yeah, get those coins, log into your MLBB, and jump into the action. Don't miss out.
So, this, as much as we sang the praises for Kirk and for Severo, is more an issue for Falcons.
टिएलपिएस गोल्डन रोड रे गोल्डन रोड त कसरी हुन्छ पहिला चाहिँ एमएससी जित्नु पर्यो फेरि त्यसपछि एम सिरिज जित्नु पर्यो अनि हुन्छ गोल्डन रोड मजा आयो यार यो गेम तर क्रेजी भएको थियो यार गाइस याद होला नि ओमेगा फाइनल पुग्यो भने के गर्ने ओमेगा ढुक्क पुग्दैन क्या ढुक्क लेखेर राख नि तिमीहरू नयाँ रुटिङ फर टिएलपिएस गोल्डन रोड भनेको फर्ममा छ नि त अब फर्ममा त छ तर एक वर्ष कन्टिन्युसली होइन च्याम्पियनसिप जित्न गाह्रै छ केटा अहिलेसम्म त्यस्तो कोही टिमै छैन एक वर्ष लगातार जितेको एमएससी र एम सिरिज ओनिक क्लोज थियो ओनिक आइडी एक गेमले गर्दा गोल्डन रोड कम्प्लिट भएन नि त्यसरी एमएससी जित्यो त्यसपछि एम फाइभमा सेकेन्ड भयो क्या एक गेमले गर्दा सेकेन्ड भयो फुल सपोर्ट थियो यार ओनिकलाई त्यति बेला यस्तो माया लागेको थियो यार ओनिक हार्दाखेरि त्यति बेला म त त्यसपछि एपी ब्रेनले डोमिनेट गर्यो वाइल्ड कति कति महिना सबभन्दा मेरो गेममा हारेको आउटब्रेक त त्यही भएको होला यार ओनिक एम फाइभमा हारेको देखेर ओनिक एम फाइभमा हो कि त्यसपछि त्यही हो अरू त कुन चाहिँ थियो स्याड गेम किनकि ओनिकले अहिलेसम्म एउटा पनि एम सिरिज जितेको छैन नि त ओनिक आइडीले पिएसले त जितिसक्यो M6 अनि अरू त यसपालि चाहिँ म ओनिक आइडीलाई सपोर्ट गर्छु एम सिरिजमा अनि अरोरा टर्की र टिम स्प्रिटलाई सपोर्ट गर्छु तीनटा टिममा जसैले पनि जित्यो हुन्छ किनकि नयाँ रिजन टिमले पनि जित्नु पर्यो होइन फिलिपिन्सले चाहिँ म स्यानफोर्डको बिग फ्यान हो त्यही पनि फिलिपिन्सले चाहिँ नजितोस् यसपालिको एमएससी अरू रिजनले जितेको होइन यस्तो हुन्छ नि होइन अरू रिजनको टिमले पनि जित्योस् होइन जहिले एउटै टिमको रिजनले डोमिनेट गर्यो भने त अरू रिजनले किन हार्न सक्दैन भन्ने हुन्छ नि त अब अरू गेममा हेर न कहाँ एउटै रिजनले डोमिनेट गर्छ त यार पब्जीमै हेर कहिले टर्कीले जित्छ कहिले मङ्गोलियाले जित्छ कहिले म्यानमारले जितेको थियो अस्तिको पालि एउटै रिजनले डोमिनेट गरेको गरे हेर्नु झगडा चाहिँ अर्को नि अरू लिग अफ लेजेन्डमा चाहिँ कोरिया नै छ तर लिगको कम्पिटिसन चाहिँ भइहाल्छ नि त एसआरजीले नि जित्यो हुन्छ तर एसआरजीले अलरेडी जितिसक्यो एमएससी तर एसआरजीको नि हेर्न मजा आउँछ फुल सपोर्ट एसआरजी Horaa Masarapp हो नि डिलिट टेक्स्चर what the fuck Onic 2-0 फाल्कन यहाँ के भइसक्यो यहाँ फाल्कनको फ्यानहरू डिप्रेसनमा पुगिसक्यो यार ओनीको फ्यानहरूले वाउ भनेर बिचारा हाँस उठेर मलाई त यार इज इट टाइम टु ब्यान सबै र वाइएसएस रे ब्यान चाहिँ हल्का सम्झिने है ब्यान त गर्दैन होला हौ सबैको वाइएसएस ल गाइस 5 मिनेटको यो गेम अब चाहिँ फाल्कनले हान्छ कि हान्छ तिमीलाई के लाग्छ 3-0 त टप 2 एमपिएल फिलिपिन्समा टप 2 को टिमले 3-0 खानु प्लेअफमा त्यो त वाइल्ड यार 3-0 चाहिँ नखायो भने त क्राइमले खेल्न पाउँछ एमएट पाइहाल्छ नि अब क्राइमले प्लेअफमै खेल्न पाउँछ किनकि क्राइमको पहिला 7 गेम ब्यान थियो अनि 7 गेम ब्यान हटाएर 5 गेम मात्रै घटेछ सो प्लेअफमा खेल्न पाउँछ तर जति जे भने पनि टिएलपिएलले जित्छ क्या एमपिएल फिलिपिन्स ढुक्क बस्छ नि तिमीहरू ओनिक अब मोस्ट प्रोबेबली भयो भने सेकेन्ड हुन्छ फर्स्ट हुन त गाह्रै छ हौ फाइनल बोस रेडी छ त्यहाँ फाइनल तिमीहरू हेरे स्यानफोर्डले युजन निकाल्छ क्या ढुक्क प्लेअफमा किन ब्यान खाएको क्राइमले किन खाएको ब्यान भन्दाखेरि खै डेट ट्रेड समथिङ के दिइरहेको थियो अरू प्लेयरहरूलाई हो कर्स त बल्ल जित्छ अरू टिमले टिएलपिएललाई कर्स वर्क गर्दैन किनकि गोटेड लेभल टिम के भन्दा चाहिँ यसो सुनिदिउँ न त यिनीहरूले कराउनु त कराइरहेछ के कराइरहेछ बुझेको छैन फाल्कनको फ्यानहरू आएछ त केटा लुफी जेललाई खोजौँ त लुफी जेललाई खोजौँ फाल्कनको ओनीको फ्यानहरू आयो
And as you can see,
Onic
the Sonics are up 2-0 at Sonics. Tatapusin na ba natin?
Easy na sunod na. Sunod na एकछिन के छ र?
And as we say, O-N-I-C.
के जाला मलाई के गरेन नि.
The vibes are just immaculate here.
Vibes is not good, bro. Don't lie, please.
Our on-ground penalty.
Vibes is not good.
Hey, Denise,
why
how
are you
come
lying?
we didn't start that off with maybe getting the
Why
crowd to
the
chant for
fuck
us?
you lying?
Parang deserve din naman natin ang chant eh.
But you know, who deserves...
Crowd भने के हल्का कराउनु पर्यो हैन? Onic.
Ay, tutulong pa the game, the 21
नेपालमा भयो भने चाहिँ कराउनु पर्छ केटा.
Onic Philippines because everybody stepped up. Of course, medyo may mga criticisms tayo dun sa mga
Nepal
unang
pagal na yung
ginagawa ng mga ibang
pagal.
players. But Brusco, Kirk eventually, etong si Super Prince, King Kong, and then of course our MVP Savero, they had their own contributions to the game, and parang napakaganda talagang panoorin ng laban din if you're an Onic fan.
There's already a precedence to the combination that Onic brought up with. Earlier in the season, they got a Marcel and a Yisanshin together. It was a little bit more dominant.
साला एचओके को इंट्रेस्ट हेरेको थिए झन्डै डलेको एचओके चाइनामा त लास्ट ठुलो हो नि केटा ड्रागन साइगनहरु निकाल्छ ड्रोन बनाएर
There are so many plays na kailangan titignan pero syempre hindi pwede
माइक छेउमा लगाएर कराउन एक्चुअली
pinakahuling play na makikita
किन हो
natin.
त्यस्तो तिमीहरूको त भर पनि लाग्दैन के गरिदिन्छ
Syempre nagpagulo ng box ng Falcons na kailangan nilang
नेपालमा भाले कम्ती हुन्छ
Lord dance commences. Makikita
नेपालमा
natin
अब
observe at what Haji eventually and Ogwen is doing.
अब हेरे केटा सुरुमा एसियन गेम आउँदै छ टुर्नामेन्ट एसियन गेम्स मा रिप्रेजेन्ट गर्छ सेप्टेम्बर 9 त्यसपछि इएनसी आउँछ हैन केटा ANC मा अब कुन चाहिँ टिमलाई डाइरेक्ट इन्भाइट आउँछ त्यसपछि ENC पछि के होला यार ENC तर लास्ट ठुलो हो नि यार ENC र एसियन गेम्स 4 वर्षमा एकचोटि आउँछ 4 वर्षमा एकचोटि आउने हैन होला 4 वर्षमा एकचोटि आउँछ अनि ENC पनि ठुलो हो किनकि 1.8 बिलियन प्राइज पुल छ
makikita naman natin din ang tulungan at communications coming out from Onic. So I want to pause it a little bit. Knowing na si Haji, meron pa siyang isang bagsak na pwedeng gawin. But Brusco, as well as Super Prince,
ENC को साउथ एसिया क्वालिफायर 2 महिना पछि अनि एसियन गेम्स को क्वालिफायर 20 दिन पछि छ केटाहरु सिंगापुरमा क्वालिफायर खेल्न जान्छ सेप्टेम्बर 9 को
After this immortality quick buy, makikita naman natin si Kirk at si Brusco na magko-combo at isa sa mga
Masar तिम्रो सेकेन्ड को म्याच कहिले हो 7 सेकेन्ड को म्याच मेरो
merong
टाइसिट
pero ang naunang mag-flicker is Brusco. This actually allowed Onic na mag-juggle nung kanila mag-crowd control para hindi makareact si Super Marco at mapatomba na nga. After this, it was just Onic Philippines cleaning up shop. So, tignan nyo yung play na yon. Literal na lahat ng members ng Onic Philippines may ambag, may ginawang matindi at yun yung dahilan kung bakit sila nanalo sa
के छ मेरो टिमको नाम
Historically, so far in season 17, I mean, Falcons have done a really great job of taking care of their
May 31 मा रहेछ May 31
panelists where Kirk was the one left to clear out
May
the
31
minion
on the
waves
match.
in the far lanes, and then Falcons would just seemingly forget about it. I feel like I'm sort of getting reminded about a old form of then AP Brand.
नेपाली चाहिँ एसियन गेम्स
You remember what they
चाहिँ
were like in season 11?
जित्नु त गाह्रो छ क्वालिफाई भयो नि राम्रो अब साउथ एसियामा क्वालिफाई हुन फर्स्ट हुनुपर्छ इन्डिया पनि छ अब ENC मा अनि एसियन गेम्सको क्वालिफायर चाहिँ सेकेन्ड भयो नि पुग्छ किनकि कुन टिम छ भन्दा भियतनाम होइन हङकङ छ नेपाल भयो श्रीलङ्का अनि मङ्गोलिया चारवटा टिममा सेकेन्ड भयो नि सेलेक्ट हुन्छ जापानमा सेप्टेम्बरको स्पोन्सर खै सेप्टेम्बरको स्पोन्सर मलाई पनि थाहा भएन चिनेकै दाइले गरेको थियो भन्दै थियो
maliliit na pickups ang Onic from the river. Meron dun sa kaliwang side ng river, there's one in the right side of the river where nakuha nila yung kill kay Flap, tapos merong kill kay
Basta तिम्रो YouTube live pa एउटा डिसलाइक छ को एउटा तिमीले नै गर्यो होला नि डिसलाइक त
So, I think siguro kaya mo naisip na parang yung map control ay
TLPS को हेर्ने किन एजर TLPS को हेर्न हल्का भ्याउँदैन केटा किनकि राइट नाउ आई एम करेन्टली फोकसिङ अन माइसेल्फ जिम गएर अनि एकछिनमा जिम जान्छ एकछिनमा जिम जान्छ जिमबाट आउने बित्तिकै तिम्रो दाइको प्र्याक्टिस हुन्छ स्ट्रिमहरू
or at least if they're not the ones holding the river, they do a good job of pushing back Super Friends, pushing back Brusco, just so they have a little bit more space to work with. I think we need to see much more discipline here from Falcons, respecting the fact that all the members of Onic, it's match point.
And let's go drafting phase.
No battle spell wasted. Sometimes skills are wasted, but it's unavoidable. It happens. But Onic are just so good.
Forced.
ल 3-0 चाहिँ नहेर्नु केटा प्लिज यार देखाइदे फाल्कन
because you attempted something great.
तर डिमोटिभेट भइसक्यो 2 गेम खाएर अलरेडी
Also, I believe it's first pick for Onic.
रविन्द्र ढाडको 3 बजे हो केटा रविन्द्र ढाड सडको बेलुका स्ट्रिम हुन्छ कि नै बेलुका केटा गर्ने भ्याउँदैन यार अब त मेरो स्ट्रिम हुन्छ 8 गेम जति सो भ्याउँदै भ्याउँदैन अनि स्ट्रिम लाइभ गर्ने मिल्दैन Masarapp अब एक गेम अझै फाल्कनलाई सपोर्ट अब ओनिकलाई सपोर्ट केटा ओनिकलाई लेट्स गो ओनिक टाइम लेट्स गो ओनिक देखाइदियो ओनिक एक गेम हारेर
If you see the opposing team pick going onto the same side now, Brad, that means they're thinking a very specific plan. Onic
ल अब चाहिँ फेरि अब चाहिँ म कस्टम अब चाहिँ म प्रेडी गरे छोचेको टिन्डर ड्राफ्ट फर्स्ट पिक बाक्सिया
as the first
Baxia linos on here, no custom money, custom money
dito para sa Onic kasi wala na yung Marcel, so that would not be a problem for you.
Baxia lial, bhai, Baxia lial.
Means they're more of a Baksha team now.
1 by 1, let's
They are
go.
more of a Baksha team. Throughout the season, King Kong has been stellar with this
Abo.
hero. The rotations are going to be sharp, and this allows Onic to now build up a lineup that ends the
Claude,
game really quickly.
You also have the Guinevere though para sa
Claude
Onic,
and
so
Guinevere.
something interesting.
Ano Guinevere election? Claude Guinevere bun kya?
Oh, it was the Baksha versus Fredrin. But there was that interaction na Baksha
Oh,
versus
Claude Guinevere, Claude Guinevere.
At ang Falcons ay more than happy
Claude
to
and
pick up
Guinevere.
that Guinevere now para sa kanila. And no,
ठीक छ दुईटा मिल्यो ठीक छ Baxia र Claude मिल्यो.
Priority here for Falcons.
अर्को के छ भन्दा
Towards Savero and how great the Claude pick has been.
Yeah.
The glue provides a lot of disruption.
Duxian Band
It's a
छ.
great flex pick. I think mid laner now for Onic would be warranted.
Elise maybe अहिले
Trio again, or if they can somehow find a flex pick.
Yeah, Kalea nandyan. Siguro yung flex pick nila, I guess Hilda, yung pwede maging option doon.
Yeah.
Elise के लिएर केटा Elise र मोस्को
So, I'm thinking Kalea.
ह्यारी त लिदैन होला फिजिकल ड्यामेज पुग्दैन.
May chance
Gord,
na
एलिस लिएला एउटा.
Okay, so it's Harry.
ह्यारी चाहिँ ल्याएर केटा.
Wow.
फिजिकल ड्यामेज पुग्दैन यिनीहरुको.
Very honest with their pickups.
तर पगी त छ. ठिकै हो पगी तर ह्यारी चाहिँ ठिकै हो फिजिकल.
Falcons, alam mo, ito yung parang tinitip ng Onic, sige mag-Esmeralda kayo.
Baxia को ड्यामेज पुग्दैन. Baxia फिजिकल हैन. ह्यारी म्याजिक हो. त्यसको ड्यामेज पुग्दैन. फेरि करको रविन्द्र ढाडा आयो केटा Baxia पगी त लिएर.
First, the Purify, syempre, na maging choice dito. In many ways, Pakito does not like playing against the Guinevere.
Whoa, Fred.
Wow,
Fred
Whoa.
काइलको फेरि अति छ है फेरि.
Wow. I'm actually...
यिनीहरूले अब मार्कोको लागि खेलिरहेको छ फाल्कन.
The Guinevere feels like would have been a really great combo.
स्मेरललाई उही त एक्सपी तर लिँदैन होला बाक्सिया छ फेरि यता. बाक्सिया जान्छ नि.
Because Onic will definitely have Haji
तर इसमें
in
good
mind.
pick नहीं
They're
होना चाहिए
probably
केटा.
gonna consider heroes such as the Kimmy or strong burst like the Farsa if they want to just delete health away from Onic right away. But Kimmy would
फाल्कन को फ्रेड इन चाहिँ वाइल्ड छ काइल को फ्रेड इन.
Onic are either gonna check that by banning it or picking it up for themselves if they're really feeling their Baksha pickup. Because
गनले त अर्को लाइनअप खेल्दै भन्दै
Roman
थियो
mid as your second picks. Onic really just want to lock in
त्यस्तो
the
हैन
win
केटा.
right
यतैबाट
now,
खेल्छ
and
म.
they want to win the matchup in the center.
Alam mo yung sobrang interesting dito.
3
kasi
गेम
nag-
फाल्कन.
nag-
ओइ भेक्साना ब्यान
Baksha
ओके
hari
ओके
ng Onic,
ब्लू
which
भएर होला.
we normally criticize kasi magic based yun.
तर फरामिस पनि उडाउँछ होला त भनेपछि अब.
Harith, it usually does not
There is
become
a ban.
successful. That's why they were first to get the Pakito para sila may physical damage from the side lanes. You know what this tells me? Maybe Onic are flexing etong Baksha. Because I see a world where this can be roam Baksha.
Yeah, it could go fast. You go fast through the EXP lane as well because of how fast you can clear. We saw how Kirk's been playing the Paquito. Fast clear, get out of the lane, rinse and repeat. Yeah, it's something not to say that I'm criticizing, but it's something that we do in the ranked games.
Yeah,
It's for the glue. It's to make sure, you're just really making sure, hey, we got to make sure our glue's fine. But then that shows it. That's most likely going to go into the roam now.
Yeah. So with the Terrorista being banned, I think this is really good ban
Paramis ban?
from Onic. It will be maybe that's
Kalia.
Yung pa rin ibibigay sa Onic Philippines na na-mention.
केटा सबजना make sure to like this stream and subscribe हान्नु केटा stream share पनि गरौँ केटा हो. 200 like पनि छैन अहिलेसम्म के हो केटा हो. भएन यस्तो.
Is decent here. Kahit anong mangyari, ang Fredrin Arlot ay sobrang reliable pa rin. They only have one Purify. Potentially na magari sa if they go ban the show.
भर्खर यार आको यार के हो त्यसो यार फर्स्ट गेम सकिन लागिसक्यो है.
Put the Baksha in the jungle, then you pick up
त
the
केटा
roam
पिकमा चाहिँ के लिन्छ
because
भन्दाखेरि
you rotate faster.
अब ड्यामेज एक्सन खेलाउँछ होला. मेबी आर्लड खेलाउँछ त once again. किनकि फ्रेडरिन आर्लड कम्बो राम्रै हो.
Underside.
Chow ban.
Especially
Okay,
kasi
interesting.
ang kanilang katapat dito is the Fredrin. Pero kadalasan pag
सुपर फ्रेन्ड्स को गड आउँछ एकदम ढुक्क गड आउँछ.
against the Claude as well as the
God
Fredrin,
respect गरेन यिनीहरूले गड आउँछ.
strategy, you want some long range reach nukes.
आर्लड
Ursa
लिन्छ
would
कि
be good if baka
फाल्कनले
Shadow because of the presence of this Claude.
ई पनि राम्रो छ है. ई पनि राम्रो छ.
Sila consideration dun sa isang
आर्लड कि स्पेमा एउटा.
I believe that Onic Philippines might consider that hero.
आर्लड स्पे कि त ई.
Below Yi showing up again. I would be okay with that.
गड लक दे यार
Okay,
वेट.
they still go for the
Oh, that's
board.
Falcon.
डिनाइ पिक गर्दियो. त्यसको
That is Falcons that
Super
will pick
Fiends
up the Gord.
Deny
Alright.
pick.
Pretty standard pick, actually.
Or Masarapp, they have the dive. I think the Roblox is still.
Dislike छ मेरो कहाँ 200 पुग्छ त यस्तो हेटरहरु चाहिँ मलाई
naman yung bigyan nila ng
नगर्नु
masayang
यस्तो
hero
हेट त
dito. What if we give the
नगर्नु
Selena? Is for Onic
ओए
Philippines.
टाइमिङ हेर त किन 2 to 2 भएको छ यार
The rotations, the tempo,
Jenny
that would be
भन्ने
annoying for the glue to deal with.
Yeah.
Thinking a little bit more maybe in the realms of the Valir and the Lilia. Backstab range, but
Bali
So it's Kalido. May
Bali
natin dito, it's going to be
Bali
Masarapp,
li मेरो भाइ
King Kong, and
ओए लिलियन ठिक छ लिलियन ठिक छ
against the glue. Peru
लिलिया
with the
ठिक छ गुड
perfect
पिक
na
लिलिया
sagutan. Oh, Flap, huwag ka nang mahiya. Mag-Arlot
फ्ल्यापले के लिन त आर्लोड स्मेरल्ड दुईटामा एउटा अरु के छ र एक्समा
and you need that extra bit of damage coming in from the
बेन्टी त
Arnott,
लिँदैन होला बेन्ट त
Onic.
बेन्ट त लिँदैन
You're playing a
इसमें
lot
क्या आर्लोड
of pressure on your Roman
इसमें
mid
क्या
to
आर्लोड ली
bridge
मेरो भाइ
for the Claude. Yeah, you need
इसमें
the
क्या
extra
आर्लोड ली मेरो भाइ
damage.
Deals damage. Kasi ano ka na dito eh, nag-friend rin ka na. So you cannot only depend on the Claude alone. Siguro kung gusto nilang mag-all in doon kay Super Marco, if they want this glue to be in the
glue XP हो र हैन
isang
होला
room
glue
suggestion ko dito would be
Ulan sa
the,
tutor.
would be the Gord, sorry, the Gatot Kacha, para may konting defense dito up against Onic kung sakaling mag
Lapo-lapo ng Rambo din.
Otherwise, I think yung Arlot is such a solid pick here for Falcons.
See if they're gonna lock in that Arlott. Is it gonna be damaged? Glue go roam or EXP?
Arlott.
And of course, it's
लेट्स
the
गो गेट
Arlott.
भने हैन
Close up the
आर्लोड
draft
कि
before
इसमें
we
भनेर
head in. Are we gonna see a number 4 or is this gonna be on?
तीनटा मिल्यो है केटा
Falcons are
Claude मिल्यो बाक्सिया मिल्यो आर्लोड
back
मिल्यो
sa M5. So
Easy
yes,
draft
mukhang gusto ko makita ang utility jungler role nito para sa kay Kyle.
Let's go. This might be the last match of
guy.
Falcon versus
Might
Onic
be
केटा
closing the deal here, but let's ask
my
the super
God.
fans. Super fam! It's Onic sweeping the series!
Yes bro Onic sweep
Falcons nest! It's Falcons forcing game number 4! Let's see what happens, casters! Let's go!
Let's go अति है PS production आज चाहिँ के इश्यू आछ न lovely PS production मिठो
That seems to be the story of this.
So guys, let's go. This might be the last match. Onic versus Falcon game 3. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, and it's the first time we're seeing a utility
ये गेम चाहिँ ढुक्क जिते केटा ओनिकले ढुक्क जित्छ क्या हाजीले लास्ट भगिरहेको छ केटा कस्तोमा हाजीले लास्ट डिसअपोइन्ट गरिरहेको छ यार मलाई बरु फ्युले राम्रो खेल्यो होला उ हेर त यसरी खेल्छ यार मिडमा अघिदेखि जितेको जितेछ हो फाल्कनले ए फाल्कन र ओनिकले हाजीले अब गड खेल्न आउने हो कि होइन फेरि मिनेट मिस भयो यसरी हान्दिरहेको छ यार मिडमा ओनिकले
First 30 seconds of the game, they force out a major resource out of Falcon's roamer. So we can say that because of Onyx, just momentum throughout. Oh wow, King Kong! This is trademark Onyx here, the orange gambit.
Yeah.
In bed nice,
so
in
it's
bed.
not an easy task for Falcons to just keep guarding their own side of the jungle, considering the pressure.
I'm a super friends, मेरो भाइ मेरो भाइ चिलमा खेल्न यार किन रिसाइरहेको त
Yeah, it's actually very well
हाजीले यसको त मुला गर्लफ्रेन्डले लिएर गए जस्तो खेल्दिरहेको छ सुपर
here as well by Super Friends, so you can get rid of these jungles and not
Tap.
get the full level 2 yet.
ट्यापको फ्लिकर गयो
Immaculate.
ओइ मिड थोइ फ्ल्याप
There's a vengeance that'll keep him safe there, but nowhere feels safe if you're Falcons.
King Kong more than a केटा हो मार न त्यसलाई मार
But now Flap might just go in.
Oni you own the para
Will be first blood this time for Falcons.
फ्ल्याप मेरो भाइ मरे
A really good pick
मरे
off
फ्ल्याप
for them, but the flicker from Brusco gets the trade out. Flap.
हाजी मलाई रोटेट गर्दैन उता रोटेट गरे
Without
गरेछ
a flicker, he'll use the spread to get away.
Okay, so a kill for a kill, but a little green stolen away by Falcons. Where does that put us?
Yeah, slowly I think we are going to be a bit more equal in that last exchange, especially that Falcons seem to be more hell-bent on making sure that the trades are a little bit more even this time around. And
प्रोभिन्स कल गरे लभलीको छोरी हाजी हेर त 4 लेभल नै पुगेछ न जी
Black
हाजी
shoes just now. We
मेरो
saw
भाइ
the
हाजी
Super Friends,
देखाउनु पर्छ तैले
but
किन
still Onic positioning
एम3
themselves
च्याम्पियन हो
first
भन्दा
in this turtle. Flap has a final slash though.
Kirk wants to get something done here on the side.
फ्ल्याप मरे
Oh, they're actually gonna go for a Flap first. Now they're gonna try to burst him down, and they have enough damage to do so. Flap goes down, and the turtle goes over to Onic as they find another kill on Kyle. Not the best start.
फाल्कनको मिड डुओ कहाँ छ क्या
You've gotten such a great start.
One of the most honest and brutal collisions I've seen in an early game team fight like that. It started with Kirk and King Kong just diving onto Flap. Flap didn't even get the final slash.
Yeah, I mean, we saw it from a mile away as well. Brusco.
Okay, that Raging Sandstorm didn't hit
Onic, M3 champion Aziz back on track.
A kill over to their side.
Okay, could have sworn Gush would have stopped when he got out of range, but Haji had to flicker in.
Flicker in.
Job.
Yeah, which actually will take a lot of people by surprise. One of the combos a lot of Gord users are doing right now. Just throw out that ball and just you're not suspecting it. There's a Gord.
Marco, तैँले निकाल्नुपर्छ गेम यार
So far,
Marco.
the way Onic have been able to utilize the Baksha and Paquito together have been
यो Marco
pressuring
मेरो
Falcon
लिस्टमा
so
टप
much.
2
You
गोल्ड
always
विनर हो
somewhat
क्या
expect the mid duo to
ओभरअल
do the
वर्ल्डको.
same, but the fact that
Marco
both
ले
Kirk
निकाल्नै
and
पर्छ
King
यार यो
Kong
गेम.
do have their own way of
Marco देखि
putting
एक्सपेक्टेसन
together
वाइल्ड
this
भयो क्या
combo
मलाई.
of such fast rotating and burst type fighters. They're actually
Sabero
really
कस्तो
finding
हिरो भएको
so many
Sabero.
ways to
त्यसलाई
deal with what Falcons want to do.
Okay, Marco and Savero just dueling. Falcons actually send Ogwin up to make sure that nothing goes wrong with Super Marco's early game ramp up. Looking at the items so far and the lead, again, this is palpable. 1,000 is real.
Yeah, very palpable, and I think at this point, especially if you have a Harif and a Lilia, you're gonna feel it a little bit more.
Savero actually taking on Super Marco and Ogwin all alone. Nearly got to take him out, but there was
रिट्रीको ड्यामेज कसरी यत्रो
Ogwin all alone.
रिट्रीको ड्यामेज कसरी यति भयो के केटा कसरी यति हान्छ के रिट्रीको ड्यामेज.
Nearly got to take him out, but there was a follow-up from King Kong. He used the retribution right there, but it was not worth it.
Drive by takedown. 187 from King Kong. They're up almost 2,000 gold. Falcons are suffocating all across the map.
Yeah, that was a little ring by, hey, is my delivery ready? Is my order ready yet? I'm gonna just pick it up and go to church.
Whatever we felt for Falcons in game number 1 seems all true right now. That final type of flap appraises wrath, but Kyle, he seems like such a squishy target for Onic. Now there goes the grab. They find King Kong, but that's King Kong. What can they do? Now Kirk trying to find Flap.
Flap's in trouble.
Flap slowed down, but uses the Vengeance plus the flicker, still survives. But
Oh, तो ये रिट्रीले मार्यो.
retribution kill by King Kong.
यो रिट्रीले मार.
Oh, does finish the job here.
रिट्रीले मारेको मारेछ यार अघिदेखि.
Vayne, it's a consolation prize. Onic are happy with how deep they forced Falcon to go.
I can't believe we've seen 2 retribution kills in a row.
That's right, King Kong is really utilizing the shield unity to get into position, just to get some of
मार्कोको
that
चाक
damage.
हान्दिरा यार माथि.
And honestly, that could have been a kill already. That could have been reserved for this turtle. But right now, because King Kong's not here, it's going to be a Falcon's turtle. A little bit of a consolation prize, but honestly,
मार्कोले
it's
चाक
not
हान्दिया यार सबेरोले.
Multiple
ए
times
सबेरोले
he just
चाक
went
हान्ने
for
मार्कोको.
that drive by, and that's a turret over to Onic. Again, it's only been 5 minutes, but you could feel their
दुईटा
presence
साइड
all
फ्ल्याप
across
लाइन
the
चाक
map.
हान्दिरा छ.
This is
पावर प्ले.
sheer example of Onyx micro just outweighing Falcon's propensity for macro late game.
Yeah. Final slash. Kirk will be safe. And look at them again, trying to go for
Very
Foxy
retry
down
announced
bottom.
it.
Back to shield unity gonna be used on him. He doesn't have the final slash and they know it. They're gonna go for the kill. There goes the Mystic Gush. Brusco isn't really able to cancel it out, but he still puts up an effort. Haji already very low. Now it's Ogwin all alone, isolated, up against 4. Does seem tanky enough. There goes the energy eruption. And they're taking so long just to find that kill. Fortunately, Falcons are able to withstand it, and they find one. And that's going to be Brusco.
yeah, Ogwin has been an absolute punching bag here, but you know what? He's actually the one
के
who
भन्दिने
stays
केटा सबेरोले
alive, but
चाक
all of
हानिसक्यो
that's
यताउता
happening
सबै.
while Onic, or while Falcon's trying to answer back.
ककले उस्तै खेल्दिरहेको
He already
छ.
took the
प्रिन्सले
mid
मिडमा
turret,
यस्तो
that's
रोमेट
huge.
गरिरहेको छ.
At best,
किङ कङ
what
मुजी
Falcons are
रिट्रीले
doing are
मारिरहेछ.
delaying Onyx's
के
payoff.
भन्ने.
But I'm still looking for a proactive move out of Falcons. Yes, Ogwin has been rope-a-doping, running circles around Onic, but that's basically having really good cardio in an MMA match.
Doesn't really help.
I have all of the gas in me, but I can't knock you out. It's just gonna take a while.
You got great stamina, you don't really pack a punch.
Where is the punch gonna come from? I don't think Marco's gonna be ready anytime soon.
At least they're just able to really buy some time. But hopefully, while they do, they find things elsewhere. But we don't seem to see it just yet, because even in terms of turrets, everything's just standing tall for Onic. They're not even able to deal damage to any of these tier 1 turrets for Onic.
Yeah, but I kind of get it, right? Because Flap's just a non-factor in these fights. I mean, I think Onic has cracked the code.
Now they're gonna burst Kirk. That's one massive pickoff, but then the Raging
Brusco आ
Sandstorm
गया।
from Brusco as a response to no follow-up damage, however, because Savero gets isolated by Ogwen, who
Savero
yet
गर्छ न?
again is doing so much for
More,
the
Kyle
Sonics
more.
right now, or the Falcons rather, but now Kyle is
retreat
pushed
please,
back.
retreat
He
रहेछ
is
Kyleको।
nowhere within Retribution range.
मार्को बिना क्या
And it's
खिचिरहेछ,
Onic
कसरी
who
खिचिरहेछ
secure
यिनीहरूले?
this objective yet again.
2 kills for the final turtle.
मार्को
Still
देखा न
definitely
यार,
going
मार्को
over to
कस्तो
Onic,
रन मध्ये
but
होस् के
a little
त
bit
त।
of room on the map to breathe since 2 members are
Savero
missing.
called that.
Falcon's gonna make some leeway.
That's a 3v5. That would be a big
Yeah, and then
bonus
Savero.
if Falcons takes it. But you know what? The clear from Lilia and Savero close by just makes it
Lane
so
clear is
the
Ramza.
Falcons just cannot break it.
Whoa, King Kong actually went for Super Mario
Nice
right
air
there.
flap.
Kirk won't be able to catch up though. There goes the Mystic Gush. Doesn't have the shield
King Kong
unity to
Masarapp.
run away, but he'll be fine.
That was a long walk for a small glass of water and they're being thrown by Falcons. Not sure that's how that saying goes, but
I get it though.
but
Yeah,
you get it, right?
get
Like
it.
they threw everything here, and King Kong is just the perfect tool to absorb all that.
It's a mile in my shoes for a lick of the lollipop. I didn't even get the whole candy. It's just like a left, and then we're back to regular programming. Still not a single tier 1 taken down.
Thank you for the backup. Leia's usually the good ones with the metaphor.
Yeah. And it seems like
Made sense.
something they could afford. Onic didn't really lose anything.
Demotivate भइसक्यो यार,
They still
अति
have
Falcon
map
त।
control. They still have all their turrets. And back to regular programming for them is the exact same spot where we see Falcons just being very hesitant to at least start things up. So where indeed is that proactivity that we're so used to seeing from Team Falcon?
Again, I kind of understand it because Flap's a little bit more vulnerable here since he got focused on so many times in the past few minutes. So maybe more hesitation because if Flap makes a bad move, that's -1 and they lose. Right? So there's no more engage.
I hate to say it, but he's literally just a final slash machine. That's it. If some way, somehow he can let that off before dying, that's the best thing he's been doing for the past 10 minutes.
And the final slash machine finds one, but a flicker will actually save Kirk there. At least they don't have his flicker available, but they also lost Flaps.
I don't know if that's worth it, man. You're going to be needing that.
And the Mystic Gush, by the way.
Of course, for this turtle, this Lord, and they don't have the tools.
It's gonna be Onic bursting this down. Kyle and
time
Flap will attempt to at least come close. But look, it's King Kong actually going in for the zone. Over two, looking for a target. It's gonna be Savero all over again. But now they're gonna focus on the hero. Abracer's Wrath laid down. Black Shoe's still available. And Kyle will go down as Onic secure the Lord and a kill on Super Marco.
3
More
for 1, but they take the Lord anyways. And now it's just Flap and Haji's
trying his best, but it's a shutdown from Super
Flap
Final slap coming in from Flap. He will not get away. Savero's on a killing spree.
GG यार कटाओ GG Onic अति खेला यार Onic ले अति नहीं खेला यार.
Have a Lord, Onic, take it all.
Again, the lack of the initiation factor with Falcons. Ogwen
GG
completely
Onic,
disconnected
GG
from the
अति
team.
यार.
Really bit them hard in that last one.
Ogwen had a mission.
Slap
It was to
was the
compromise
disappointment.
Savero. I get that. But the math ain't mathing, fam. You want to attack Savero. It's clearly how Onic has been winning all this time in Season 17, but did you see how much they put into Kirk and how Kirk still till the final moment survived?
Again, it's more on the Kirk and the King
Kyle,
connection.
more Kyle.
We see working so
Jesus.
far in
You
the
saw
team
me
fights.
custom media
because
there,
Savero was just more so assigned to take care of the Lord.
So मेरे last media खेले थे कड़ा.
Wow, different breed here.
Well, at least for the Paquito.
Season 17, looking good. And now, of course, they're going to be able to repel this, but I think the damage has been done. I think more of the mental mind game.
Yeah.
Onic has won that.
And I think it's a miracle that Falcons have kept all of their inhibitors and are keeping it close
Damn,
at
it's
5,000 gold.
Okay, Brusco already in! Finds the Raging Sandstorm. Now he gets to zone out
God, they
multiple
can't
members, but
must
it's
go
still not going to
Brusco
be enough
touch
to
it.
take that base turret. Onic will respect.
Yeah, you know what? Despite that death, you see Onic, they're smiling. I saw the player cams. They're all fine with that. They kind of know that's going to be like a little bit of a tax.
A little bit of
Pause keda, pause beta.
Okay. On a quick break.
This gives us time to digest exactly what's going on.
Falcon the disappoint भइसक्यो यार Falcon.
Understandable as to why the green half of the San Juan Arena is a little sullen. Because again, it's hard to hope, it's hard to smile when your team is down 5,000 gold.
3-0 नि खाने भयो यार फाल्कनको फ्यानहरुले त केही भन्नु नि मन लागेन होला
I don't know.
थाहा छ हार्छ भन्नु
They barely have a turret, maybe.
If ever, yeah,
trapped in their base.
If there's a comeback, it's gonna be a long climb. I expect this to be a really, really long climb for Falcons, man.
And I don't think anyone really expected this outcome, like us being at match point for Onic before 5 p.m. PH time. Because
4 p.m. Indo time.
4 p.m. Indo time.
For all the Indonesian fans watching, we know you're there. We see you.
12 noon Saudi time.
Wherever you are. Like this everything has happened too fast, way faster than we expected. We've already mentioned it in the six-man panel earlier too, that this was probably one of those series that could go all the way, but Falcons for some reason have been struggling against this momentum we're seeing from the Super Fam.
Yeah, what's happening is going all the way for Onic.
Yeah,
that's the only all the way that's happening right now.
The Chop Master Sen says it's go time, and it's time for Falcons to actually clean up. They have to make sure that all these waves crashing to top, mid, and bottom are cleared out. Not a single one. Oh my god, top lane doesn't even count.
Yeah.
That's close, but not really.
And when you see the state of these turrets right now, you're already looking at Kirk, right? You're already waiting for that split push moment.
Yeah.
You know he's just warming up. He's about to go top side while the rest of the team goes on the Lord. And
Falcons gonna make sure to like and subscribe, and like and subscribe, and get a
anyone from Falcons can do what Kirk does. Like Super Marco, but he's a much more.
Nah.
He's needed for the fight.
Yeah.
So that means Falcons only has two options. Entertain the fact that Kirk will do it and try to punish him.
Yeah.
Give the Lord over to Onic, or let Kirk do that, suffer the consequences, contest for the Lord, knowing it's a 4v5.
And the timing of that is very difficult. It's going to be very tight if they try to contest.
Yeah.
I don't know.
If you make the wrong decision at the wrong time, it's over.
Yeah, it's pretty much over. So the Falcons really need to make a call right now. They see where King Kong and Brusco are. They also probably have an idea of where Kirk is gonna go. It's a far lane push first. But okay, King Kong seems to have something different in mind. Oh, he dodges the stun from the Dauntless Strike. Now it's gonna be Flap that they're going to try and target. Vengeance already used. Savero finally committing the Salmon Force. They get out of range, and now Falcons might try to look for an opening.
Okay, did Onic flub the engage? Is this a window of opportunity for Falcons? They're chasing Brusco out, and they still did not get the push on top.
Yeah, the only thing they got there was the flicker. Other than that, it's pretty much a very healthy Falcons. They also risked dying there.
But it's still a flicker. And they lost nothing apart from the Tortoise Basan.
Yo, they're blitzing,
Okay.
Where's King Kong? Where's King Kong?
Oh, he finds a target! Not within range!
Oh, गर Kyle. Oh, यस्तै गर्दै बस्छ Kyle त.
Kस्तो
रनमा दिइरहेछ gamble playमा.
Flap in the dangerous spot uses the final slash, but he gets slowed down, and Kirk might just be there to finish the job! Taking him down! Ogwen looking like the next target, does find the grab, but will it be enough? Kyle trying to provide some help, but it seems it's just gonna convert into 2 pickoffs for the side of Falcons!
And Ogwen, try as he may, will not finish off Savero. The heartbreaking San Juan Arena that could have been Falcons' first Lord.
Yeah, I can see it from the green side, man. Everyone's just flabbergasted. How could this happen?
Yeah, because they were already able to hold down King Kong. But why is it so that Super Prince...
Falcon fan.
Did Kyle not retreat?
No, that's a funny thing. King Kong was not in range, but it didn't matter. Super Prince got it, and Kyle was walking away while that was happening.
Oh, something we definitely have to revisit later on if that is indeed going to be the game-winning push. Kirk forcing out the flicker from Haji, also nearly bursting him down. Falcons still have a Lord to take care of. But Onic seems to be taking it slow.
What the fuck? Hold on, Falcon.
Yeah.
Kyle recall right
now, that's the Salmon Force already used for Savero. Final slash gets caught, but he's just able to dash out to safety. Flap is nowhere to be found. No final slashes available for Falcons. What could be the turnaround play? Not even the Mystic Gush might suffice. They even touch the Embracer's Wrath, and Super Prince finds Kyle. This just seems like Onic slowly crawls
Sabero,
What they
Sabero.
will secure. This
GG यार
is
करा
the
Onic.
Super Fam
Oh my god यार
making their
Onic
way
ले last
towards
impressive
the upper
performance
bracket
यार.
finals.
हिजै एलिमिनेट हुन लागेको टिम आज आएर Falconलाई 3-0 हान्थ्यो.
Falcons wings, sending them to the lower bracket. Not a single soul could have told you this was going to happen. Not like this. Not in a sweep.
GG यार guys 3-0 Onic यार last impressive performance यार Onic को side बाट. Crazy game यार केटा.
They look like they're out to play. They're out for blood here. Sweeping the second
Falcon
seed of the regular
Where is
season.
Luffy Zen? Luffy Zen कहाँ छौ तिमी? नरो है Luffy Zen.
Half of the arena, or maybe even the entire arena, might just be at a loss for words. Even the side of the Super Fam probably never expected this to be the final score.
Slap Masarapp cosplay. अरे मला.
To legend. I don't think anyone bought tickets saying, oh yeah, this is definitely going to be a fast one.
Nice game यार केटा. Well played है by Onic. अब
Time check.
next
Way too
game.
early.
Yeah, we're not
TLP
even
च Omega को
past
छ.
5 o'clock the age time.
5 o'clock Eastern Central in the morning.
आया केटा मजा आयो यस गेम हेर. Onicले सेकेन्ड गेम कस्तो कमब्याक हारेको त्यसपछि डिसअपोइन्ट भयो क्या.
I got you guys.
Falcon त
We
भइहाल्यो.
know it's late.
This is a coping
डिसअपोइन्ट
mechanism.
भयो.
I'm sorry.
अनि
I don't know where
comeback
it
नाम
went
सकिन्छ
wrong.
त्यसपछि.
It's clear. I can tell you. I can pinpoint where, but for now, let's
3-0
go on
यार.
the stage. Let's see how Onic is feeling for the post-match interview.
Sonics, what's up?
इन्टरभ्यु सुन्नुलाई केटा Onic को.
Walang pahinga, Denise, and now
No
for the sweep.
breaks and no rest for Onic.
Playoffs giving a 3-0 win.
They gave us a 3-0 win.
के छ Luffy Zen कसरी हार्यो भन्न चाहन्छु. वार्म अप सके छैन नि भन्दा
Sonics
हुन्छ.
earlier. Should we end this? And they
आया
did.
जिसके गए फेरि मुट्टु मेलेर नि अरे.
Ang haba nung naging laban nyo kahapon, but
You had a really long series yesterday,
against Falcons, 3-0.
but now you ended it in a 3-0 sweep.
Legacy battle.
लोअर ब्र्याकेटबाट आउँछु भनेर
We
Luffy
discussed
Zen.
your recent legacy battle. What separates you from Team Falcons?
Luffy Zen को प्रेडिक्सन पनि मिलेन यार 3-1 3-0 भनेर मिल्थ्यो नि यार.
And we just really prepared against them. We watched our regular season matches against them.
Playoffs, no? Ang bilis
केटा जिस्केको सिरियस नलियो केटा
King Kong.
Yes, a lot
हाँसु
of
दाजुको मलाई.
preparations. Now you King Kong.
Is going back to the regular season.
Going back to the regular season.
Or the 2-0 kayo ng Falcons, if you remember correctly. But
Yeah, they had a 2-0 record against you in terms of
विनर
series.
अरू आउट भइसक्यो केटा अरू त आउट भइसक्यो. फाल्कन चाहिँ लोअर ब्र्याकेटमा हुन्छ अब अनि
What was the biggest
Onic
factor for you?
पिएच चाहिँ अब अप्पर ब्र्याकेट फाइनलमा.
Analyst po namin.
अप्पर ब्र्याकेट फाइनलमा आयो
Those
Onic
to
भोलि.
answer that.
अनि भोलिमा जसले जित्यो त्यो एमएससी पुग्छ.
Para sa akin,
For me, it's
yung unang nangyari, minanifest ko na bubugbugin.
first I manifested that I will beat them up.
अब M4लाई नै निकाल्नु पर्छ अरे.
I guess
Need namin aralin.
उनीहरूले त M6 च्याम्पियनलाई निकाल्दियो.
Sapat siguro.
M5 च्याम्पियनलाई लोअर ब्र्याकेट पठाइदियो.
in terms of the patch.
भोलि M4 च्याम्पियनसँग भिड्छ अब.
And manifestations as well.
and manifestation and story continues even in this fight of Falcons and Onic.
खै फाल्कन ब्लेजर त कमेन्ट सेक्सनमै आउँदैन त. नामै फाल्कन ब्लेजर आइरहेको थियो.
From the regular
यो म चाहिँ
season.
फाल्कनहरूमा
and
के
coming
खेल्यो
into the
भन्ने होला.
playoffs. If we ask you what's the difference of the regular season Kirk and the playoffs Kirk, what did you say?
Mas kalmado ako
I
ngayon.
think I'm much calmer now and
Tsaka nung last playoff.
तर ओनिकको फ्यानको लागि चाहिँ म यति भन्न चाहन्छु.
and last playoffs.
आज खुसी भयो हुन्छ होइन किनकि भोलि टिएलपिएससँग जित्न सक्दैन है
Either TLPH or Smart Omega.
जति खुसी हुनु छ आज भयो हुन्छ केटा हो किनकि भोलि खुसी हुने दिन आउँदैन.
TLPH.
हारेपछि त को खुसी हुन्छ र होइन र.
Oh, okay, Liquid.
Instant answer, very quick. They want to face Liquid.
At inaabangan ng lahat yan. And of course, abangan din natin.
Everyone's looking forward to that, but also let's
Who's ko I wanna ask?
फाइनल बोस भोलि आउँछ नि फाइनल बोस.
Who's message.
आजै हारिदिएर अरे क्या टिएलपिएस त ओमेगासँग.
What else should we look out for on it in the upcoming match?
Message ko sa fans.
Tsaka anong dapat namin abangan?
Ang message ko sa fans namin,
My message to the fans is thank you for supporting us.
तर कम्पिटिसन चाहिँ दिन्छ यार ओनिकले यस्तै खेल्यो भने त कम्पिटिसन डेफिनेटली दिन्छ यार लास्ट टाइम मिठो खेलेर यार ओनिकले मलाई ओनिक पिएचको त्यस्तो फ्यान होइन क्या म त्यही पनि ओनिक पिएचको पर्फर्मेन्सले वाइल्ड इम्प्रेस गर्यो मलाई ए अब फाल्कन हारेको रिजन चाहिँ म पनौती भएर ए मलाई ब्लेम हान्दैछ जित्छु न अब अति मिठो है गीत चाहिँ Onic tap, Onic tap, Onic tap, Onic tap. प्यारिसको लागि कर्क नै सिरियस भइदियो प्यारिस जाँदा सबैजना सिरियस छ केटा बुझ्यो नि तिमीहरू
It seems like the whole manifestation shtick has caught on.
It's not just Omega anymore. Everyone's
खै कसले पायो भने इज भिउअरलाई दिन्छु भन्छ कसले भने लुमिजेले भन्यो अरू फाल्कन हार्यो भने
Not just to the teams, to the fans, to everyone in general. Okay.
Yeah. All right.
वेल प्लेड यार सुपर फ्रेन्ड्सले ओभरअल एमभीपी आजको एमभीपी सुपर फ्रेन्ड्सले डिजर्भ गर्छ मेरो लागि केटा सुपर फ्रेन्ड्सको पर्फर्मेन्स वाइल्ड खतरा छ केटा भोलिको म्याचअप हैन मजा आउँछ सुपर फ्रेन्ड्स भर्सेस सान्जी दुईटा भोटेड मिड लेनरहरू टप 2 मिड लेनर होला डेफिनेटली एमपीएल फिलिपिन्सको मेबी ओभरअल टप 2 नै हुन सक्छ यार त्यो साउन्डले स्याद मिट हान्नु पर्यो सुपर फ्रेन्ड्स र भोटे सान्जी त डेफिनेटली टप 2 मिड लेनर नै हो यार वर्ल्डको भोलि म्याचअप हैन मजा आउँछ सुपर फ्रेन्ड्स र सान्जी किङ कङ र कार्ल टिसी कर्क र स्यानफोर्ड गोल्डेनमा त टेडी र सबेरले हान्छ र तर अनि रोममा जेपी र ब्रुसको केटा भोलिको म्याचअप नि बब्बाल छ है तर हामीले त अहिलेसम्म टिएलपिएच को गेम बाँकी छ हामी टिएलपिएच लाई जिते सोचिसक्यो यार म त सोचिसक्दा यार ओमेगाले त जितिसक्छ यार टिएलपिएच ले ढुक्क हो क्या टिएलपिएच ले ढुक्क जित्छ क्या ओमेगाले केटा ढुक्क लेखेर राख्नु तिमीहरू अब केटा हो आजको लागि यति नै गरौँ अब भोलि भेट्नुपर्छ भोलि नै 12-1 बजीतिर हुन्छ होला स्ट्रिम हैन वाच पार्टी त्यति टाइममै हुन्छ होला अब म स्ट्रिम इन गरिदिन्छु गाइज मलाई जिम पनि जान्छ ल भोलि भेट्नुपर्छ केटा भयो भने बेलुका स्ट्रिम गर्छु भ्यायो भने नभए चाहिँ भोलि नै भेटौँ सिधै पढ्नु त्यो होइन केटा म दुईजना सपोर्ट गरेँ क्या ल बाई बाई गाइज सबैलाई टेक केयर बाई बाई खाजा खाएर जिम जान्छ बाई बाई गाइज भोलि भेटौँ ल बाई बाई गाइज टेक केयर